I think Joel really misunderstood us because we didn't say... No. I meant... What I said was tiny pianist because you're big into music. Can play... Tiny pianist. Is that so wrong? I didn't think so.
Well, I'll tell you what. He hits all the right notes. I didn't say that. I heard it through the grapevine.
He goes balls to the walls, let me tell you.
Balls to the walls? I mean...
Hey.
Sharpest pencil in the room.
It's no small order with him.
No.
Except
think of another one. Come on.
Okay. Are you recording?
Yes.
All right, good. We got... Scrolling. We got... Battle Castle, Unexpected Heroes, Fake News, Neville Got Hot. All of this and more on Sequelmen, this edition of Sequelmen the podcast. Wow.
Coming at you, not live from King's Cross. Two men talk about the films you care about. Or don't. It's the Sequelmen podcast, and it starts right now.
So, Spencer, this is the one where Neville got hot, you say.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Finally.
All right. Well!
In the words of the Wasp, it's about damn time.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we're going to get into that later.
We will. Okay, bring us in.
But that's not for today. That's for another day. You are listening to another new episode of Sequelmen, the podcast. And we thank you, as always, for joining us today for another exciting episode. We have... How's the slogan go here? It all ends here. Where does it end? Hogwarts in flames. This is Christian Gringotts talking to you, not live, as Joel just said. We didn't pay him for that either. We never do.
Hey, I wrote up that contract. He said he
I believe it wasn't called a contract.
Oh, yeah. What was it called? Oh, yeah, that's right. A contract. And the terms were he gets $10 a year,
a free
cheeseburger,
yep,
and that can be redeemed whenever and more than once if supply and demand line up, and 2 sexual favors, and if he doesn't use those 2,
they roll over,
and they'll continue to roll over. So
plus interest,
you're right. So it's like a sexual favor plus we cuddle or something. But I'm Spencer. Hi.
Let me tell you who I am first.
And let me say this. I'm feeling much better this episode. I don't know. Maybe you couldn't tell. Christian, you said you could. But last episode...
I could tell. You felt a little off.
I wasn't off. I was very tired. So I just wasn't as in it as I wanted to be. And that could have been due to the fact that the movie, to me, yes, it was good. It was cinematic. But it was a little... how do you say, boring. So I didn't have much to really say. But this one, I'm back, I'm energized, I'm ready. And if you're not already, follow us on the social medias, Instagram, the Facebook. We actually have an email that will get and give us a 5-star like, comment on any of those, but 5-star Apple, Spotify you can rate on. But let's get right into this fan question from Brandon Pop, who is our biggest fan, I would say. He writes, which is your favorite Dumbledore? Richard Harris, Michael Gambon, or Dusty Dumbledore from Deathly Hallows Part 1? Brandon, first of all, thank you.
Thank you for your question.
Brandon of the Going Off Topic podcast.
I believe in our chat we both said Dusty Dumbledore.
Oh, hands down, Dusty Dumbledore. Because who doesn't love a good, strong, powerful cameo? And if you don't know what we're talking about, when they go to Grimmauld Place, one of the security things is that ghost dust Dumbledore that just comes at them and stops and doesn't do anything.
I gotta say, Michael Gambon post Order of the Phoenix. So Half-Blood Prince onward, because you get both worlds. You get Richard Harris aspects of his performance in terms of being soft-spoken and gentle and that sort of thing, rather than yelling and move. He got a little fire.
He was less aggressive.
Yes.
Like I've said, I've beat a dead horse to death.
No, that's what I said. Not to bang a dead horse. I mean, not to
bang a dead horse. This episode. No, but all right. Richard Richard Harris. He was the first one, right? No,
Richard Harris.
Yeah, he was the first one.
Was the first one. Michael Gambon is the second.
He's Grandpa Dumbledore. Gambon is Uncle Dumbledore.
You gotta watch. I'll tell you later. You gotta watch that Hogwarts reunion special.
He's Charlie Sheen in 2.5 Men Dumbledore. I watched the special.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I watched the special when it first came out. It was very
there is
good.
a funny story about Richard Harris that Chris Columbus and Dan Radcliffe are talking about, how when Fox the Phoenix, the animatronic, was they were getting ready and testing it out or what on set, and Richard Harris walks on set and he's like, "Wow, they train these animals so impressive these days," and they didn't tell him that it was a fake bird. The whole
Phoenixes
time.
aren't real, Michael. But that's fun.
I love the scene in the interview with Chris Columbus. Dan starts laughing because how could you? They didn't
Michael's
tell him?
old and senile. He thought it was a real bird. His eyes are going.
No, Richard.
But, it was Richard.
Yeah.
Oh, well
these
then,
birds
never
are
mind.
so impressive. How they train these birds these days. The tears of healing powers. They're shooting the scene.
I wish.
Trying not to laugh.
I would have loved to have seen him in later portrayals when he has to ramp up.
He gets
the
way
emotion,
more
and
involved
he's not
in physical.
As calm. You're right. Like
how would they have done
the cave scene specifically? I would have loved to have seen him do that, just because I can't picture it. Because he's so calm and all this. Oh yes, earwax, and I would have loved to have seen him ramp it up. It's like when you.
I mean, we'd heard him yell. Silence.
You're right. We saw a glimpse of it.
Hagrid.
And I think his look overall was a little more true
to the book. Yeah.
You know, we got Michael Gambon longer.
But his look
we
gets
fell in love with
better
him.
in 6 and 7.
Yeah,
but
it
he's
does.
not wearing his damn glasses.
Hey, didn't need him.
Hey,
But
look at this.
It reminds me, is there ever like an actor that usually plays like something like this type of character that when you see him in a completely different role, you get excited, like, okay, can they do it? How are they going to do it? Or if you see like an actor that usually plays a really weird character, I always look up, I'm like, how do
Jim
they
Carrey.
interview? Yeah, like how do they interview? Are they normal outside of, like, it's cool to see.
Like Gilbert Gottfried.
Right, who
Like
is
how-
surprisingly like a well, he passed recently, which sucks, but he was like a normal.
How did he
Dude.
speak normally? There's voice recordings of him normal.
It was just normal. It wasn't
Fran
that
Drescher.
I pitch like this. It was like he still had that New York accent.
Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Let's go.
One of my favorite books because when you're reading it, if you know how to read, you find this kid.
It's going away. But
Can you read the first few lines of the book, please?
The two men appeared out of nowhere a few yards apart in the narrow moonlit lane. For the second they stood quite still.
I can't.
You're
I
almost
lost
sounding
it.
like Bernie Sanders a little
Yeah.
bit.
But he was on the Celebrity Apprentice, and he was just so bizarre.
The best.
Replied Severus Snape.
I'm trying to like think of what Iago sounds like because he voiced him.
The
so-
two men walked up.
That,
So what is he?
That
you
killed
know,
me.
Jafar!
There.
Yes, that
was a little
sounded
better.
exact. That was really
I had
good.
it. I had
That
it
was
back
very
for a
good.
minute.
Harry.
All right. Let's, should we talk about Harry Potter?
Let me show you something first.
Yeah, show me something. Is that my book?
Yes, it is.
Well, yeah, because you can't find yours.
I
gonna
lost
wake
mine.
the kids up,
I
yelling.
lost mine. He's
See,
gonna
I told you
wake
I'm
up
back.
and think he's playing Aladdin. This is the split between part 1 and part 2.
Good
We
Lord.
don't get to part 2 until it's 476 pages into the book. And there's about, let's see.
Well, I'll just kind of talk about
keep
my
on.
initial...
759, 477 to 759. So about 300 odd pages. That's the second part. But the second movie still as long.
Yeah, there's more
as-
action. And I'll tell you, the last
But it could
couple
have been done a
movies
little better.
I felt have kind of dragged. I'm like, okay, these are good, but I want to get to like the action. My attention span was going. With this one, it flew by. Like, it flew by. I'm like, all right, we're in Gringotts. I remember that dragging a little bit longer. Like, I'm like, let's just get through the talking to Grip Hook and Ollivander. That was super quick. And then we're at Hogwarts, and it's 40 minutes in. I'm like, it feels like it's been 15 minutes.
I'm sorry.
What?
I'm laughing because I'm just imagining your wife upstairs listening through the floor.
Yeah, she's watching This Is Us right now.
And you're like, Jafar! What the
Jafar!
hell?
Harry's in the castle.
I think she's in the laundry room too. She came downstairs.
Just, are you guys cool? Yeah, no, babe, we're good.
That cracks me up. But no, I want to... We'll get into this stuff when we get into the acts. But this movie... Where were you when you saw it? And what are your... You just said you didn't remember, did you?
I'm pretty sure I was in my dorm room.
I've a pretty vivid memory. There's pictures of when I went to this too. Some of me
In the theater?
Yeah, I'm wearing an olive green like jacket thing. I got a green fedora because I was a goon,
A poser, yeah.
hipster, poser, whatever.
Sure, poser. Yeah.
I went with my sisters and our friend Amanda, my sister's friend Amanda, and we were waiting in line. It was a legit midnight release. Like that we used to have.
Man, those were so fun.
They were so much fun.
Now the midnight premieres are 4:30 on a Tuesday.
No,
No,
or
it's
7.
Thursdays.
Mostly
yeah,
7
on Thursday. Anyway, carry
But
on.
I had that's about I don't have really anything else to say. That's what I went and saw that night, and I remember being really hyped. I was pretty excited to see it.
Well, yeah, and it was
Actually, I don't remember how excited I was. I would like to think I was super excited because I was a huge Harry Potter fan.
Oh, were you?
But obviously.
Obviously.
Obviously. But yeah, I was going into this movie. I was pretty. Like, how are they going to shoot it? Like the final battle, like all the big dramatic moments.
Shoot it? You
with
had
a gun? No.
No, a wand. A wand. I waved.
Wingardium Leviosa. No. Stupefy. It's not working. Felix.
Trifectarmus.
Flipendo.
Apparently, that is one.
Not
that
a
he
real
would use.
spell. Made for
Well-
the games only.
Oh, okay. Well, also,
I think.
they're all not real because magic isn't. Hate to break it to you there, champ, but
There's Impedimenta, Stupefy, Expelliarmus, Petrificus Totalis, Expulso, Defendo, Incendio, which is also from the game, Alahomora.
my favorite is
But Kissimus?
no. What is my favorite? My favorite is
Lumos?
no. I'm fine. Can you give me a minute? Pure Totem Locomotor.
Oh, yeah.
It just sounds cool.
You know, I've always wanted to use that spell.
I've always wanted to use that spell. No, it's like, are you psychotic?
We're
That's
on the
good.
verge of
Because we're gonna need a little
imminent
psychotic.
death. You're having some stuff happening here in a few minutes.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to that. This movie, though, like I said, it flies by.
It does.
Like, I
The
didn't want
pacing
to
is
end.
on
I'm
point.
Like, let's go. What have we not
And
done
the
yet?
acts are clearly defined.
Yes, and there's never a moment where I'm like, okay, let's get this over with so we can get to this. I'm like,
There are
even though I've seen this several times, I'm still on the edge of my seat because I've seen it, but I haven't really paid attention to every detail like I did here, like who's battling and what they're using, and there's a lot going on. It's super fun, and it's a ride. It's a good ride, and you can say what you want about the end, and
we'll get there.
It wasn't super true to the book.
I've been speaking about this for the whole series,
but I think as a whole, this movie does stick the landing for the franchise.
Does it feel good on the whole?
It feels great, and you can ask Joel about that. Speaking of, hey, thanks for that intro, buddy.
Thanks,
my little pianist. Do you it wraps up everything.
It does.
Stuff we don't want wrapped up 19 years later.
There are things I really love about the movie that I think they got and hit it on point. There are other things that I question, why did they do it that way? And David Yates explains why in the Hogwarts reunion special on HBO Max. Just watched it last night.
Oh, you just watched it for the first time? I just watched
it for the first time last night.
Yeah.
But I find myself disagreeing with his defense.
I watched it.
There's some effects that are iffy. There's some effects, namely the broom flying. Yikes.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, the movie, there's some things that are missing from the book that I wish were in there. Like you had wanted that deleted scene, which I just saw an article. I didn't read it, but it was like 10 deleted scenes that shouldn't have been cut. And it had a picture of Fiona Shaw, the actress who plays Aunt. I keep wanting Petunia. I almost said Patricia. Patricia.
Petunia. No. There's a name.
But, yeah, I think we're good to dive right into this.
Let's dive right in. That's the first time that you've said it before me.
I know.
All right. Well,
I've got nothing else to say.
Are
in
you
this
tired
intro
tonight?
Part. No.
Okay. Good.
No.
Just joking. Okay. Let's go, baby. Act 1.
Do you hear from the others much? From the Order?
The Order's finished. You know who's won. Anyone who says otherwise is kidding themselves.
We need to get into Hogwarts. Tonight. Dumbledore gave us a job to do.
Did he now? Nice job. Easy.
We've been hunting Horcruxes. We think the last one's inside the castle, but we'll need your help getting in.
Not a job my brother's given you. It's a suicide mission. Do yourself a favor, boy. Go home. Live a little longer.
Dumbledore trusted me to see this through.
What makes you think you can trust him? What makes you think you can believe anything my brother told you? In all the time you knew him, did he ever mention my name? Did he ever mention hers?
Why should he?
Keep secrets, you tell me.
I trusted him.
That's a boy's answer. A boy who goes chasing Horcruxes on the word of a man who wouldn't even tell him where to start. You're lying. Not just to me, that doesn't matter. To yourself as well. That's what a fool does. You don't strike me as a fool, Harry Potter. So I'll ask you again. There must be a reason.
I'm not interested in what happened between you and your brother. I don't care that you've given up. I trusted the man I knew. We need to get into the castle tonight.
Recap of Voldy stealing the Elder Wand from Dumbledore. Let's waste no time. We're in the Weasley safe house, and the crew needs answers. They first talk with Griphook the Goblin about getting into Bellatrix's bank vault. There's a fake sword of Gryffindor in there, and a suspected Horcrux. Griphook agrees to help them inside in exchange for the real sword. We must now get the scoop on the confiscated wands. Ollivander is looking old and tired, but he inspects the wands for safety. They are Draco's and Bellatrix's, and they've changed allegiance. Harry now has Draco's. Off to the bank, and we're throwing around unforgivable curses like they're forgivable with Imperio. So the bank personnel get us what we want. It's our money. Use it when you need it. In the vault, they encounter a poor enslaved dragon that I legit feel bad for. And they do get past, but after escaping the vault full of multiplying items that almost crushed them, and they have the next Horcrux, which is a goblin.
A goblin?
Nope, just a goblet.
Grip hook, come here, slice.
A goblet. Well, that happens later. A goblet. They get the next Horcrux, and they get betrayed by Grip Hook. They then use the dragon to fly out and go to freedom. Let the bodies hit the floor! Voldemort walks among a bunch of dead bodies, including Grip Hook. I'm not saying, but I'm just saying, a little shit had it coming. The sword disappears from his hand. And he is scared. Voldemort is scared and bloody, and he tells Nagini to stay close. We're in Hogsmeade with cat alarms going off, and the team is brought in to a house we learn to be Aberforth Dumbledore, or Mr. Dumbledore, which is weird to hear. He had the mirror that can see Harry. Aberforth explains that he has been watching Harry sleep. No, whoops, sorry. He explains that Albus may not have been who Harry thought he was. Harry doesn't care. He's in it for the mission. Aberforth sends the picture of there's a picture of their sister Ariana. He sends it to Hogwarts. When she returns, she has with her Neville through the secret passage. And ladies and gentlemen, he is finally hot Neville. We've all been waiting for it. And there he is. Take your shirt off. He warns of the Carrows, fills the crew in on the castle, and takes them to the cavalry. Let's fucking go! What's the plan, Harry? They don't know. Luna shares about the lost diadem of Ravenclaw. That is more important info than she realizes. Snape knows Harry is around somewhere.
All the time.
All the time, every time. The dragon CGI I found to be very, very good. I thought it was fantastic.
I didn't think it was all spectacular.
That's fine.
I've been kind of naturalized to just seeing CGI so often now.
Well, yeah, and where it is now.
When I compare, I don't know, it just didn't seem like, whoa, now that is something special.
Well, it's not special.
Like when I see it, it was very good for this movie. I agree, it was very good.
2011,
it was a very good effect. It looked good. It looked
good, felt good.
When they escape and she's like,
what kind of dragon does Ron?
And then
say
Hermione, totally out of character, hits a hurt spell on the tail to get the dragon to fly.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, she went.
Oh, something
like
I forgot to mention. The one goblin, we have Goblin Barbecue. He just gets the dragon just. He's enjoying it. What kind of dragon though? Did you catch what kind of dragon it was? What did Ron say?
It's not a Norwegian Ridgeback.
So since we don't meet Charlie,
Hungarian Horntail.
Well, let's look it up.
Look it up. He's typing it up, fellas and ladies.
Dragon is in
Gringotts.
Deathly Hallows.
It should pop up right on Google. It should be
Ukrainian
right there.
Iron Belly.
Ukrainian Iron Belly.
Ukrainian Iron Belly. The species is a dragon, and its loyalty is Gringotts and the Wizarding Bank, formerly. And now he's just out. He's out in the town. He's finally free. But I thought that was fun. It was way more fun. The conversations.
It was way more fun than the beginning of the movie.
They were the conversations with Grip Hook and Ollivander.
Were
quicker than what I thought.
Those scenes. Mm-hmm. I love them. Not because it's so the dramatic tension. The performances are really, really good. Even from Daniel Radcliffe, I think this might be his best movie that he's been in. He's doing a point and nod eye thing.
That's what Grip Hook does like 5 times.
Oh yeah,
he has his hands crossed and he points with it.
Grip Hook.
I thought the acting by him was
what
very,
are you
very
pointing
good.
at? There's nothing there.
Sword of Gryffindor.
Yeah, he does not talk like that.
Oh,
The sword of Gryffindor.
No, the sword of...
I want the sword of Gryffindor in my hand.
No, it's Stephen A. now.
No, that was a mixture.
Now
of
I'm
Stephen
hearing
A.
Stephen A.
It was a mixture of Stephen A.
No, I'm not saying.
I think I'm going too heavy on the
sword
New York
goes to
accent.
people who need it. Because it's not always true. Neville pulls the sword out of the hat.
Neville has no business pulling the sword out of the hat because Harry Potter's the chosen one. He was a month late. And now all of a sudden, the big hero moment goes to him. And is it because he's tall and he's finally hot? Now, I don't know. What I do know is the book and the movie is called Harry Potter, not Neville Longbottom. Taking your calls right after this. Okay.
I am having a very bad day.
But not as bad as
Grip Hook. Or as Voldemort. I think you're right.
Where were
And
they
that was all
with
for
all
nothing.
The bodies? Was that Gringotts?
That
It didn't
was
look like
Malfoy
Gringotts.
Manor.
Why was Grip Hook there? And who were
Why
all
did he
who
go
were all
back
those
there?
bodies? Who were
Was
all
he
those
working
bodies?
with them? Why did he bring the sword back?
He may have
I
been
think
captured.
he did it. I think he did it to show Bellatrix that he had the sword, because she had been, who stole the sword from my vault?
Maybe.
And then
who were
scratch
the other
Bellatrix
bodies,
on
though?
the
Like,
face.
Who was that?
Those
who
were
were those people?
Those were
Those
Death
were the Death
Eaters.
Eaters? Was Pious Thickness there?
No, he gets killed later.
That was him.
Yeah,
Okay.
my lord.
You know, it's weird how he'll kill
Shut
one
the
of his
fuck up.
own followers, but why don't they just use that more often? A lot of the Death Eaters' problems would be taken care of if they didn't mess around with stunning spells and they just went right to murdering. I don't condone that,
I don't
but
know.
why didn't they just use it? Or
Because
everybody
PG-13.
all at once do it.
Can you block the killing curse?
Harry
I
can.
can't remember. Is that in the book?
If you're really special. So the back to the dragon. No, we can move on from Gringotts.
Okay.
No, wait. I want to say, the way they got into Gringotts is the power
How do you
juice
do? You
potion.
like how the goblins look in this movie versus the first movie? Better or worse? I kind of like how they look in the first one.
I like the first
better.
movie. They look more goblin.
They look more goblin. Yeah.
Case plays.
This one, there's like, oh yes, Bellatrix, there's dry.
This one, their heads are too like round and smooth
Yeah,
and bald.
they're not goblin enough. So they,
In my opinion.
question: does he just have like a disguise spell, or is he supposed to be somebody? Because it looks like him. Like it just looks like Ron in disguise.
Here,
Did he
Ron, put on this goat hair.
No, but I'm actually asking.
There must be a spell to like. He must have been trying. I don't know.
Because they didn't have anybody else's hair. No other person we ever saw looked like that. I think it's just a disguise spell.
Bill, give me a couple locks of your hair. Let me put it on my face, and we'll be good to go.
Where was Bill in this? Oh yeah, nowhere.
He was in the very beginning at that's his house.
Yeah, they talk. They're
Him
on
and
their
Fleur's in it.
They're on their honeymoon. They're like, so that's cool. This beach has no significance to you. You're just gonna bury Dobby there. Great, that's our backyard. Sweet.
They're in real life. They're talking about moving that memorial to Dobby on the beach. Like they have a real life memorial to Dobby on the beach
cool.
in Britain.
Do they know he's fictional?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're talking about we have to move it because it's erosion and all that.
Put it in a museum. Put him in a museum.
Put him in a museum? Okay.
No, just the grave thing. I do like, I've said this before, but
I do love the Ollivander scene again. Like the wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. That much is clear.
Has changed its allegiance.
But Bellatrix's is unyielding.
Right, just so be
careful with this one. She's an old woman.
Yeah, be gentle.
Oh yeah, Mrs. Doubtfire.
It's kind of poetic that Draco's is now Harry's.
Yeah.
So then,
Does he give him his wand in the book?
I do not remember. We'll ask Brandon and the wrap up. But I was just going to ask you, is that just his wand going forward? It doesn't address that in the book, I don't think. Like 19 years later, Harry with his new wand and his children.
No.
Does
in
he
the
just
book,
keep that
in
wand?
the book, he repairs his holly wand.
He does with the Elder Wand, doesn't he?
Because the Elder Wand is the most powerful. It can heal even a wand.
That's right. Would have been nice to see him this. But
yeah, instead of what we see happen.
Fuck people that read the book, though. Am I right? Great.
You know, I'm sick of them putting all these important details in the fucking book.
You broke it into 2 parts.
You put it in the fucking book.
All right, well...
If you're going to do that, put it in the movie.
Or at least give us an animated series in between the movies to fill in the blanks.
I know. Give us an animated series that Brandon or that Spencer won't even watch.
I'd watch Harry Potter animated series. Harry Potter's actually good.
Oh.
Brandon, if you're listening...
That was for you.
It's a joke. That one was for you. And I was specifically
Meanwhile,
talking about Harry Potter.
this is Joel. In that picture of that kid in class.
With the vein on his... Yeah, hasn't spoken about Clone Wars in 2 minutes.
Clatuidians!
The book, I will say... Oh, also, sidebar, in the wrap-up, let's try to focus on just the movies as much as possible and not do books. But I will say, it naturally will come up. In the book, the Aberforth rescue of them, it's a rescue. Like, they're getting attacked, or they get caught. And I think his Patronus saves them, and it's a goat? Maybe I'm reading it wrong. But he actually rescues them, and this he's just like, hey guys, right in here, and they just walk in. But I get it. You got to get to the point.
I'm taking a look, but I might not find it. But
we do meet him, and Aberforth knows Albus a little bit differently than we do. He knows his shadier side. Might not be who he seemed. Why didn't he just tell you all this stuff then? Why didn't he tell you this? And Harry's like, I don't care. He told me what I needed to know. And he's like, did you? Did he tell you you're a whore? Wizard? Because you're not. If he said that, you're not. You're definitely not a Horcrux. I can tell you that. You're for sure not one of those, because that would be crazy.
He uses Expecto Patronum. Harry, the silver stag comes out. It's him down there, I saw his Patronus. It's a stag.
Isn't there a goat? There's a goat somewhere.
A door opened on the left-hand side of the narrow street, and a rough voice said, "Put her in there quick."
Isn't there a goat or a ram?
I don't see anything about that.
What the hell am I remembering then?
Hogshead Inn.
Maybe that's it.
So what? You send Dementors down my street? Oh, so what? He was bellowing into one of the hooded faces. So what? You send Dementors down my street, I'll send a Patronus back at him. I'm not having him near me. I've told you that. I'm not having it. That wasn't your Patronus, said the Death Eater. That was a stag. It was Potta's. Stag! Stag, you idiot! Expecto Patronum! Something huge and horned erupted from the wands. Head down, it charged toward this high street and out of sight.
So there's a ram. There's a ram. All right. Thank you very much. Aberforth,
Billy.
Dumbledore. I think it's a really fun detail that Hermione calls him Mr. Dumbledore. Because it's so weird hearing Mr. Dumbledore, because he's not a professor.
That's
obviously.
Mr. Dumbledore to you, okay?
Professor Dumbledore was my brother.
Keep his secrets, you tell me.
We do
great actor, Ciaran Hinds.
Is that Aberforth?
Yeah.
Is that the guy that...
Did he ever tell you about me? Did he ever tell you about her?
We do meet, kinda. We meet their sister, who...
That's a boy's answer.
Really loved Albus. Like, they were super close. But is that...
She was devoted to him.
Yeah.
And he would give anything to her. What does he say as he's going downstairs? Does he say the time?
What, just randomly?
Yeah.
It's 12:30.
The time, the phrase, the time. He would give anything for her. The time.
Oh,
and then,
I misunderstood.
Thank you, Mr. Dumbledore.
I did not realize that was that guy.
And why is Hermione asking all these? That's Ariana, isn't it? That's your sister, isn't it? She was killed, wasn't she? It's like,
yeah,
hey,
thanks for bringing that up.
Maybe that's a little wounding to ask those questions.
Kind of a dark memory for me.
Yeah.
I did not realize Aberforth is Steppenwolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The voice, yeah.
He's also a voice of Frozen 2, a person in Frozen 2. He's in more, I've seen him in more than what I thought I have.
John Carter.
He's in
We haven't
some
seen
stuff.
that, I bet. Unfortunately.
Game of Thrones. He's Mance Rayder.
Haven't seen Game of Thrones.
Yeah, he's in Frozen and Frozen 2. He's a voice.
Maybe he plays the dad.
Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, The Woman in Black. That's another.
What else?
That's another Daniel Radcliffe vehicle.
The Woman in Black?
Yeah, it's a horror movie.
Oh, I gotta watch that then.
Starring
Daniel Radcliffe. He was just in a movie that was nominated for an Oscar. He was just nominated for an Oscar.
He was?
Yeah. For Belfast.
Yep. He was in that movie In Bruges, which I've never seen. In Bruges. What is it?
Bruges. In Bruges.
The Phantom of the Opera?
Who is he in that?
I don't know. Furman,
I don't know.
Okay, we went down a we went down.
But I love that scene too. That's one of my favorites as well. I love the more dramatic scenes where these actors really get to test their acting chops. Because I've said it earlier, I really do think this is where Daniel Radcliffe finally. He has good performances in some of the other movies, but this one it feels natural. He hits it right in this movie. He does such a good job.
I thought the same thing. More toward the end when it gets, you can just tell like him portraying what all this is doing to him and just the weight of everything. And he's tired. He's worn out. He's beaten up. He wants it to end. Like I think he outstanding when he's not even like line delivery because there is no line, like when he doesn't have lines, just his expression, like when he walks through and sees the dead bodies and the friends that have been killed, and then at the end when he walks the same and it's a different mood,
whole different mood.
Yeah, there's still loss, it's not fully happy, but it's better, and he does that same walk, but he portrays it so much differently where even if you didn't know the context, if you showed me one of those compared to the other one, just that, you could tell which one, and obviously with context clues too, but just by him, you can tell which one happens during a downtime and which one happens during an uptime because of just how he portrays himself. Now, it seems obvious, but it with an actor that isn't as good, it wouldn't have been that obvious. You're walking through and you could just have a blank stare like, hey, this time you're a little happier. And it could have been super obvious, but it's subtle differences. And the nuance of his performance really shows in this one. And you're right, it's great. It's good.
Especially when talking with Ollivander and Griphook and his face and the way he says the lines.
Yes.
It's really, really good. I love scenes like that. Mm-hmm. And I also love really cool action scenes.
Yeah. And
when you get both of those things, it's great. It's just great.
It is great. And
I love the Gringotts vault. Well, it was really good. It was a good depiction from the book of how the items multiply. Yeah, the multiplication charm.
Which sounds like nothing.
But Hermione, Accio Horcrux. Hermione, you're the brightest witch of your age. Why are you doing something stupid?
Ron even calls her out like, are you going to try that again?
Yeah.
It's like she's finally getting called. And there's kind of like full circle things. Like Ron remembers things that she says, and he's finally like listening, and they kiss later. But it's these cool moments. Like Ron, 8 movies in, finally, he's understanding stuff. Speaking of, I've said this before, but like the unforgivable curses to me are like when you see something super rare or something taboo, like when somebody says it or does it, you're like, oh shit. But when they just use Imperio, like it's nothing. I forgot that they straight up used one of the unforgivable curses. Harry uses it, and then Ron uses it because the waterfall down in the vault
took away the enchantments.
Yeah. So the Imperioed goblin, it wears off, but Ron just does it without thinking. And it's like, let's go, dude. Because at this point,
we have a big scene showing how serious these curses are, and these guys are just using it.
But here's the thing.
It literally looks like a fart.
That one, yeah. a green, yeah. But this
Shrek
one is like
essence.
the lesser of the three evils because it doesn't hurt them and it doesn't kill them.
No, but it takes away their free will.
Yeah, but it's still the lesser.
But it's not that bad.
You can recover from that pretty quickly.
You can make
You're
them
not
jump
gonna
out the
remember.
window, drown themselves,
You could, but it's a cool
burn to death by a dragon fire.
because at this stand there and
Did Ron do that?
no, they just didn't undo it. They didn't know that.
Yeah,
dragon
but
was
you
gonna do
control the
that.
person under the Imperial curse.
Well, he forgot. It makes
He
sense
forgot.
he did it, and then, but I think it
Wow.
symbolizes at these dark times, anything
if
goes.
Ron
It
thinks
doesn't
about
matter.
that.
You do what you have to do to get what you need to get.
Here's Ron. He's Hermione. Remember that goblin in Gringotts? I think I killed him.
Yeah, they're just laying in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably thinking of another woman.
Yeah.
I think I killed that goblin.
What
I
are you
didn't tell him
talking
to
about,
move.
Ronald?
I forgot he was Hermione. I forgot that I was controlling him, and I didn't make him move, and then he got burned.
Oh, bloody hell. Shit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to jail.
I'll go ask Harry about that resurrection stone.
Yeah, why don't we bring that up? You used an unforgivable. Hey. No, but it's darker
Hermione's
times.
the
so
only one
anything
who
goes.
hasn't.
Does she not use
No.
Avada Kedavra? She shoots out some green spells at the end.
She does not use the killing curse.
Are you sure?
But you asked the question about why are Death Eaters not using the killing curse? Why aren't? Well, because that's a moral thing and they're taught not to use it. I can see that.
Yeah, but you shoot to kill in situations like this. I think she uses it non-verbally. What other spell is green? She uses green spells at the end. She does, dude.
On the snake.
That's what I'm saying.
And in the book, the snake's supposed to be in a bubble. Like a floating bubble.
She's not. She's
Oh,
not
wow.
nice. I think it works better with her not being
I
in
kind
it.
of agree.
But it is
would've looked a
it's
little
cool.
different.
It's epic that they're just throwing around these taboo things. It's very, very neat to me.
Okay. That scene when well, I like how they flip the script in terms of I think it's this way in the book too. Harry allows this connection to happen, but he's the one taking advantage of Voldemort now to figure out what his next steps are.
Insert
He just-
well, the turntables.
Yeah.
Put that clip in there. I like it when you put clips. I know you don't like to take all that time anymore, but sometimes it'll be fun. Put that in there, will you?
What time is it? What's the time code?
40, 30-ish.
40, 30?
30.
40, 30. We
40
got a
minutes,
pen.
30 seconds.
40, 30. We'll remember.
Write it down. Write it down. Write it down. Around 40 minutes, 30 seconds.
40, 30.
Insert
Oh, I know what we're gonna
turntables.
do once I
Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha.
The end of this act, it's so like epic and it's so on brand for Harry. Like
I love
he gets there and the DA is cheering. They've been beat up because they're fighting the good fight. Neville and Seamus and all them. Cho is there.
Oh,
Ginny's
yeah.
there. And then Seamus is like,
I did
so
like
what's the plan, Addy? And Harry's like, we need to find something that's in this castle and destroy it. And they're all like, we're going to die. And he's like, but, yes, you probably are.
But wait. Hold on.
What if I told you there are things that they're valuable? Huh?
I repeat, lightning has struck. I repeat,
Yeah, that was
lightning
cool.
has struck.
That was cool. That's a cool call signal.
I liked the... Okay. Yeah, that's nothing to go on at all. That's nothing to go on. I know that's not much to go on. That's nothing to go on.
Yeah, no, you're right. We're screwed.
Dude.
Neville, do you have anything? Because you've kind of been our leader here.
When they come through the portrait and you
So
hear that music, the bum 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 bum
Yeah,
bum
and then the
bum,
cheers.
bum, bum, bum. That's a cue called Filch's Warning, or Filch's Warning and Detention, and Harry and Ron get detention. On the excuse me, I'm screwing this all up. On the Chamber of Secrets expanded soundtrack, one of the ones that I just got that I showed you earlier on like a month or two ago.
Sure.
That's a cue from that track. Right after they get saved by Dumbledore and it cuts to herbology in Chamber of Secrets. Here, I'll play it right here.
I will be writing to your families tonight, and you will both receive detention.
Hey, listen up, you lot. Brought you a surprise.
Not more rabbit before it's cooking, I hope. Be surprised if we can digest it. Blimey.
That is from Chamber of Secrets. They took that. Alexander Desplat took that and put it in here, or the producers decided to use it. But I think it's such a welcoming sound. It's so nostalgic.
Yes,
it's like we're back at Hogwarts. This is a John Williams cue, and I love hearing it again. It's just a wave of nostalgia comes over, and I love it. It's magical.
Isn't this magical? It is so cool, though. There's something like they're all just beat up, and because they're not giving in.
No.
DA. Also,
Neville, he looks like he's had a few run-ins, which is such a good character development thing.
Now he is transitioning. He's their leader when Harry's not there. And when Hermione and Ron aren't there. He's
hey,
fourth in
losers.
command.
They're not here.
Right. Oh, another thing that I was listening back to our last episode, or one of the episodes, and we talked about, like, well, why would parents send their kids back to Hogwarts? In the book, it goes into why. They're forced by, like, the Ministry of Magic because they're under control of the Death Eaters now. So they're like
what,
it's a
if
law.
they
You
play
have
hooky,
to
they
send
get
your
in
kid
trouble?
because they're trying to
indoctrinate,
get the pure bloods, if you will. So there's rule like you'll be killed or something if you don't send them, or some sort of punishment.
That's a little harsh.
I don't know if you'd be killed, but I'm thinking.
I wonder
making
how
that part
things.
up.
How are the other schools dealing with this? Like Ilvermorny,
Doesn't affect them.
Durmstrang, Bobottons.
Well, we know for sure the American school is just like, hey, not our problem. Actually, that's the exact opposite. I'm surprised the American school wasn't the first ones here. Hey, easy. World police here. Hi, how are you? This right here, this isn't going to affect us. We have nothing to do with this. This is your problem.
No, they couldn't.
Just know this.
They
Like,
couldn't
we
because the
have
Congress was
stuff.
too busy arguing with each other. They couldn't figure out what to do. They couldn't. And then when the president of Makusa decides to go to war, they're like, "Hey, you didn't go through us first."
What year did this
Politics
movie take place?
2011. Nope,
No,
1999, I believe.
All right, who was the president in 1999?
Bill Clinton.
Okay, well.
Yeah, what are you going to say now,
I don't
smartass?
know. I was just curious.
Yeah.
I was trying to... He's too busy getting blown up.
He's doing a few magic...
There's magic.
He's doing some magic tricks with his own wand.
I have a wand in my pants, Monica. And there's some magic going on already. We can't go over there to England. I'm already... I don't know.
Where am I going with this?
I don't know.
Vote for me.
Magic is real. It's real. Okay.
It's real. No.
But it's let's go. Like we got to go find these things.
Luna is the only one who gives a good answer, and everyone makes fun of her, or doesn't make fun of her, but doubts her. Like Luna's been lost for centuries now.
I'm just like, I understand that. So wouldn't it make sense then that is the thing? She gives some. Is that in Act 2? I think it's in Act 2.
Yeah, it is. But what else? Is there anything else in Act 1 we want to talk about?
No, because everything.
We don't
everything
get on.
else that
We
we've
know
kinda
nothing
talked
about Dumbledore's sister.
No,
they
we
go
don't really
into
get
way
that.
a lot of detail about that in the book. We learn a lot about Dumbledore in the book.
That would have made this more meaningful, but whatever. Whatever. I'm over it.
And then it makes you more interested in learning about Dumbledore. But I guess in our point of view, we're playing the role of Harry. And Harry's like, listen, I don't really care about your problem with your brother. I don't care that you've given up, yada, yada. We need to get this done. Like, we're not here to learn about Dumbledore. We're here to find Horcruxes, and I trust the man that I knew. And I guess they kind of justify not having all this background information on Dumbledore through that line.
It's the mission.
It's the mission.
Hey, the mission is might.
I love hearing Voldemort talk in parcel tongue. To Nagini.
Yeah.
Because before that, we just hear Harry, and it's not all that impressive.
There's a couple parcel tongues in this.
Yeah, one of them doesn't make any damn sense.
No, there's no way he'd memorize that.
No.
Because it's a very specific... You have to... Okay, well, that... We talked about it.
Right.
So Act 2, you want to get to that? I think we covered Act 1 pretty
I will say
thoroughly.
that Gringotts thing reminded me of that level from Sorcerer's Stone, where you're riding the cart in Gringotts and you have to gather the sickles and galleons and all that, the jewels.
Yep.
Mr. Potter.
Is it weird to you that the officers, the police, quote unquote, in Gringotts, like in the magical world, just look like regular police? They don't have like robes on or anything.
Well,
like, they almost look too normal.
Again, they look like almost a utilitarian fascist regime kind of get up.
Yeah, but it's
like
just,
how they wear in Hunger
place.
Games, which Snow was just cast in the movie. What is the book called? The new Hunger Games book. Sidebar.
Songbirds and...
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. The Ballad of Songbirds
Who
and
was
Snakes.
cast?
Snow. Young Snow was cast. I can't remember who it is.
And how many... We'll talk about that after.
Breaking news. Nothing new. Thank you for wasting your time.
Yeah, thanks. He was cast by who? Don't know. Moving on, Act 2.
Sentence.
Some of you may even think that to fight is wise, but this is folly. Give me Harry Potter. Do this, and none shall be harmed. Give me Harry Potter, and I shall leave Hogwarts untouched. Give me Harry Potter, and you will be rewarded. You have 1 hour.
Act 2. How dare you stand where he stood? Snape stands before the students as headmaster and addresses the elephant in the room that Harry is at large, and anyone withholding info will be severely punished.
Equally.
One person steps forward, and it's Harry motherfucking Potter himself, and he calls out Snape for killing Dumbledore and how his security blows ass because the troops are here. The order has arrived. Dumbledore's army is ready to go, and McGonagall casts a sick-ass fire spell at Snape, and he retreats like a bitch, and the crowd goes wild. Voldemort gives the classic, "You have 1 hour to bring me Harry Potter" speech, and he does this like with this. I don't know how. He's the only wizard that apparently can do this, but everybody can hear him, and it's like this loud. Anyway, one bitch-ass Slytherin speaks up in favor of this. McGonagall sends the whole house to the dungeon because guilty by association. Filch does the honors because he is useless besides. McGonagall gives the go-ahead to blow shit up because that's what Seamus is good for. She mans the castle with Per Totem Locomotor, the spell that she's always wanted to do. The battlefield is set with the help of Flitwick, Mama Weasley, Slughorn even, and the rest of the professors, I think. I had my dry. Get hyped for the fight of their lives. Harry seeks the help of Helena Ravenclaw to find the diadem of her mom, and Voldy has his army waiting behind the shields around Hogwarts. Helena gives Harry a riddle instead of a direct answer. Get over yourself, Ravenclaw. Ron uses some parcel tongue to open the Chamber of Secrets like a G. He and Hermione destroy the goblet of Horcrux, easy peasy, and then take the opportunity to make out quick, and then laugh about it. I think that was real laughter, by the way. Harry feels the pain as well when it's destroyed, and Voldemort also feels it. Voldemort has some trouble with the Elder Wand. Hey, we've all been there, am I right, Joel? But he does break the shields. Neville commits homicide to a ton of Death Eaters on the bridge thanks to the bombs that from Seamus's artillery. Giants, Death Eaters, Dementors, oh my, storm the castle and it's on. Draco's up to something, and Harry finds the diadem in the room of requirement because he got lucky. Draco confronts him. He wants his wand back. Hermione disarms him, and Goyle throws an Avada at her, but he's useless, so it misses. Ron goes after them and is chased back by a fire dragon because Goyle's wand, he's just a useless wizard. They fly off on some brooms, and Goyle falls into the flames. Thank God. Harry saves Malfoy because he's a firm believer in humility, and Draco didn't rat him out. And he's a coward anyway. Voldemort is weaker now that the diadem is destroyed. Nagini is the final, but not really, Horcrux. The battle rages on, and as Dementors come flying in from out of hiding, Aberforth produces the biggest Patronus of all time and takes care of them. Lavender Brown gets killed by Fenrir, and Ron has a mini celebration in his head. Voldemort knows that the Elder Wand is loyal to Severus Snape, and therefore he must die. Luckily for Harry, he uses a curse that just cuts his neck and then tells Nagini to kill him, so then Harry can get the teardrop memory. Voldemort calls for his troops to retreat, but he wants Harry to meet him in the forest, or everyone else dies. The crew is faced with the destruction from the battle, and its casualties including Tonks, Lupin, and Fred Weasley, which is bullshit, JK. Like, why the fuck would you do this? All the others I can forgive, but this makes no sense. I'd trade his life for Arthur if you wanted to be edgy. If you wanted to be edgy and make a death hit home, why separate the twins? Ugh, not my twin, you bitch. Harry goes to the fucking pensive and watches Snape's memory of when he was a child and befriended and fell in love with Lily Potter and watched her fall for James. We see that Snape was always loyal to Lily and therefore cared for Harry in a way. Harry was always destined to die because he has a bit of Voldemort in him. And the only way Voldemort could be defeated was to kill Harry. Snape had to kill Dumbledore at Dumbledore's request to fully gain the trust from Voldemort. He was in deep double agent. His Patronus even resembled a doe, just like Lily's. He sent it that one day in the forest to show Harry the sword. And after all this time, all the hateful moments, all the suffering, and being pulled in both directions, Snape was the key to the whole operation. Always. That's Act 2.
Deep cover. Deep cover indeed. Wow.
The first
and he
note
didn't give away anything the whole time.
Nope. The only reason he was killed was because Voldemort thought he was in control of the Elder Wand and he had to kill him. It wasn't because he found him out. He believed Snape till the very end, I think.
Dumbledore?
Voldemort.
Sorry, I'm flipping through your book trying to find a quote.
So Luna shows some assertive sass. in this one. The first time
Harry
we've
Potter,
seen her-
you listen to me right now.
And he's like, okay.
Spank me, what?
No. Talk to me like that again later when this is all over. Anyway, she tells
That's what
him,
Joel would
can you
say,
go?
literally.
Nobody alive knows where it is, but guess what? Somebody who's dead might. And that's when we get Rowena Ravenclaw.
Rowena Ravenclaw.
It's so hard to say. Her daughter. And why is it Ravenclaw? Like, yeah, come on. Just tell him where it is. We don't need a riddle. Just tell him. Like, it's an obvious riddle, but still, just say it. God.
Where is that? Oh!
Another moment that really got me, like, there's so many moments in this third act where I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, let's go. Let's go. It's a let's go moment. Is when McGonagall, Flitwick is like, something, you know who, and she's like, okay, listen. His name is Voldemort, and he's going to kill you. He's going to try to kill you one way or another, so you better get used to just saying it. Like, that's his name. We got to get past this. He's here. And it's like, we're not scared anymore. Just say it. He's here. This is the fight. I'm so glad McGonagall didn't die, by the way. That's something JK would have done, and she didn't. But instead, she kills Fred. I'm not okay with that.
That's meaningful.
Arthur, then, would have been meaningful, wouldn't you say?
No,
like,
because we don't have as close of a relationship with Arthur. When
we have
killing
about
one of
as
the twins, it makes the reader feel something because we've read about and we've interacted with during 7 years at Hogwarts with the twins. We don't see Arthur all that much, and he has already gotten almost killed anyway.
Yeah, so just
by
finish
the snake.
it.
Oh, wow.
Or, you know what? Have Percy die.
You know what? Yeah, nobody would care. No.
Right. And why would she kill Lupin and Tonks? Like, they just had a kid.
Because that's what makes it even more tragic.
Whatever.
And it almost mirrors Harry now.
Hey, I'm just glad.
It does mirror Harry's situation.
Listen, if there was anybody that I thought for sure was going to die, it would have been Hagrid. And instead of dying, his role just gets reduced to nothing through the final 7 movies, it seems like. No, but he is in this. Neville, high on adrenaline. You know, we get this battle. It's starting. Spells are going all over because they eventually do get in because Voldemort breaks it open. And he's like, hey, do you know where Luna is? And Harry's like, what? No? Why? And he goes, well, I want to bang her. I mean, I kind of fancy. She's hot. Do you know where she is? Because we're going to die anyway. I might as well fuck her. Sorry. He does not say that. He doesn't say that. Sorry. I let my inner Joel come out.
Okay.
My bad.
So I'm looking through here and I can't find it.
Find what? What are you looking for? I
thought it was book accurate. When they're all cheering after Snape flees, it's a little different in the book. Like they chase after him, like Flitwick and McGonagall. I've been
What's
fiddling
the spell
through it.
she uses?
I don't know.
Notice how he doesn't fight back.
She stands in... No, exactly. And notice how he whips his wand around to knock the other 2 Death Eaters out.
Does he?
Yeah. He knocks both the Carroll twins out.
Oh.
In the film. In the book, Harry does it in Ravenclaw Tower, I believe.
I like
or
that.
on the way there.
I like that detail.
But afterwards, when they're cheering and you get the...
the
screaming girls, and then you hear Voldemort.
Give me Harry Potter, and I shall leave Hogwarts untouched.
I love that.
It's
because
so
I may have done the
eerie.
Mandela effect where I misremembered in the book, but I thought that was so book accurate in terms of hearing, because it does happen after Snape's killed in the book. You hear Voldemort. I don't think it happens twice. They must have split it into 2 pieces. One part at the beginning, and then the second part with the bury your dead, treat with dignity.
Oh, yeah. Dignity. See, he does have a human side.
He's like,
it seems that's left of my human side is slowly changing.
Oh, Get up, come on, get down with the Vada. Get up, come on, get down with the Vada. Get down with the fire now. Open up your hate and be on the theater today.
Oh, here. You have permitted your friends to die for you rather than face me yourself.
He's like, I've been trying to find you.
I shall wait for 1 hour in the Forbidden Forest. 1 hour.
Why 1 hour?
There was no other sign of Grop or of his attacker. Oh, look, Grop shows up.
Yeah, where was Grop in this? Thanks a lot, butthole.
Oh. You have fought, said the high, cold voice.
Valiantly. You have sustained heavy losses. If you continue to resist me, you will all die one by one. I do not wish this to happen. Every drop of magical blood spilled is a loss and a waste.
He says that in the movie. I love that because they do all hear this in his head or around the building. It says Voldemort's voice reverberated from the walls and floor, but I love the idea of it happening in their heads. I absolutely love that. I absolutely love it. It's one of my favorite parts of the movie, both of those parts. Because to me, I was like, that is so... They did that really, really well from the book when I saw the movie.
Yep. I think it's...
Duh.
Well, no, that's in Act 3.
Yeah.
I'll talk about that. The Horcrux thing. But
Snape and Lily memory, that was
that is
very
good because we learn a lot.
I keep thinking Edward Scissorhands.
Sure, yeah.
About Snape.
Sure. I keep thinking he wants Harry just to
or
like,
Jack
like
White.
Like he finally just wants him to like him. So he's like, hey, look, I'm not actually bad. Also, there's some other important stuff in there, but look at me though, huh?
Lily, come here. Come here, Lily.
I loved your mom, and while you were crying in your crib, I was just holding your mom's dead body. I didn't give a shit about you, but now I kind of do, I guess.
Does this baby give a better performance than the baby Harry from the first movie?
Much better, and I think the baby from the first movie is Albus Severus.
Oh my god! Oh, it is! Oh, it is!
Sure? Well, let's look.
It is.
I want to make sure. Order of appearance.
The eyes, I can tell.
Okay. I mean, maybe.
I can tell from the face.
I'm gonna tell you in just 1 second. I'm gonna tell you. Talk about something real quick.
Okay, I'm talking.
Sorry, Brandon, I'm looking for something. You're gonna have to be patient. Wait, Teddy Lupin, uncredited? When did Teddy Lupin
Teddy
show
Lupin's
up?
the guy who starts running with Ron and Hermione's son or daughter.
Would have been okay.
Nobody knows. Or wait, is that him? I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know
because the case he's carrying has JAP on it or JRP.
James Aberforth Potter.
JRP. James Remus Potter. I think he adopts him or he names him after Lupin.
What does happen to Teddy?
He gets taken in by one of the families, I think. Oh wait, does he get taken in by Luna? I think he was adopted by Luna.
Does he? Look it up.
Neville.
Look it up. We're gonna look it up. I gotta find this freaking kid. Who plays
young Albus Severus Potter?
Albus
Look it up.
Severus. I am.
Do it,
Brandon. We're
do it
sorry.
now.
We're sorry. We should have had this ready.
It's all right. We're looking it up.
Rose
We're looking it up.
Weasley.
We're looking it up. We're looking it up. We're looking it up.
We're looking it up.
We're looking it up. This is how I fill dead air.
Well, fill it with something else.
Teddy Lupin, Harry Potter character. Let's see. Give me the wiki. Harry Potter wiki.
Give me the wiki.
Born 1998. Half-blood. I think the Battle of Hogwarts is in 1998, actually. Blood status, half-blood. Marital status, dating. Let's see what happens to him. Edward Remus Teddy Lupin. He was like his mother. Teddy was named in honor as his maternal grandfather, Edward Tonks, who was murdered shortly before his birth. Harry Potter was named as his godfather. So, Harry and Ginny raise him. If Harry's his godfather.
Okay. Dope.
Which, yeah. Teddy was raised by his maternal grandmother Andromeda with help from his godfather Harry.
Hey, my neighbor has a kid.
He began attending Hogwarts in 2009.
Andromeda.
He was sort of in Hufflepuff. Welcome to the club, Teddy.
Teddy. Oh, he's a Hufflepuff? That's
Yep.
cool that he's not a Gryffindor.
He's a boyfriend of Victoire Weasley.
Victoire?
Which Victoire was, I think...
How many kids do each of these people have?
Victoire is the girl riding the trolley that he's pushing.
I believe you.
You better believe me, because that's it.
I do.
That's the truth.
Arthur...
Listen, when a guy's banging you, you got...
That was funny. That was funny.
You just got to spin him off or whatever.
Just so you know, I don't think that was the
Okay.
baby.
What?
Arthur Bowen plays Albus Severus Potter, and he does not. He has
I'm
2
telling
acting
you.
credits. Even if he was a baby, they would give him that credit, right?
No, they wouldn't.
He went uncredited as boy at Chestnut Stand in The Half-Blood Prince.
Where the hell was this Chestnut Stand?
I don't know. Who is the baby?
The baby
in Sorcerer's.
Why are you?
Sorcerer's.
I think this calls for some SpongeBob music.
The Saunders triplets. So eat a
Okay,
peen.
I'm wrong.
It's not
You
him.
made me
I thought it was
foolish.
too. I thought he was too. They look alike. Okay.
I know. They
so
do
we're
look
battling.
alike.
We see Arthur throwing some spells. Did it look?
I see Arthur going like,
The frame of it. Christian just pointed an invisible wand and made a face. The framing of it looks like when the Order gets there, it looks like Lupin is hiding behind Kingsley Shacklebolt. Does it look like that to you? Like you
I
can
didn't
barely
pay
see his face?
attention.
Yeah, get him.
I
Kingsley,
got
I
to give
don't
it to
think
him though.
dies.
He comes in style.
Does he? He hasn't died, does he?
Kingsley, no.
Yeah, we see him.
But seeing Remus and Tonks like that scene, I got a little.
Would have liked to have seen them fight.
I welled up a little bit because it was just Harry walking in, and there's Trelawney and Parvati,
Who do
or one
they-
of the Patil twins, and they're like Trelawney's like patting and nodding, going, and she pulls a blanket over one of the
those
students,
twins
and I
die?
think it was one of the twins, and I was like, oh man.
Okay, so
That
hot
kinda-
take: J.K. Rowling hates twins.
No.
She's twinist.
Wow.
Add that to her catalog of
Oh.
misdoings.
Did
There
you
you
bring
go.
that in here?
There's some more fuel for you, Mike Schubert. She hates twins too. Now is she still the worst? Well, that would make it. You already think she is.
No, I just read something where Hermione, her name is not Hermione, it's Emma Watson.
Yeah.
And she spoke about how she was very impressed by Rupert Grint's performance as Ron when he sees one of his brothers, one of the twins, dead.
Yeah, that sucks, dude.
Because she's like, I didn't know he had it in him. Like, I'd never seen him, like, just...
I didn't know he had
on
it
the
in him, but I knew
performance.
he had it in me. What? Nothing. His tongue.
I knew you were going there. I knew it.
I had to kill the moment.
And right now, Joel's like, yes!
It's funnier. I wish y'all could have seen what Christian did. It was.
What? Okay.
He did a perfect Joel impression, looks and vocally. I wish he was here. Yes. We're having fun. Oh boy. Oh, but they're dead. Yeah, so they're dead, and we gotta move on.
I remember.
Harry's like, I'm not. We gotta. Everybody's dying because of me.
It's more vivid. Like I think Harry's actually there. It happens right before the end of one of the chapters, where he's there and he sees, like, witnesses one of the twins. Fred, I
In the
think,
book,
gets
we also
killed.
see Fred die. Like, it talks about how Percy's there, and they're like
Mhm.
having a real moment, and then there's an explosion that kills Fred.
Yes.
Again.
Oh man, see,
I think this works.
It works this way
because it's like, oh, we're seeing, like, it's like
We
hits
see
you differently
him-
because you're seeing the aftermath. You didn't see it happen, so you're like, oh, well, maybe some people, made it out, and then we're discovering it as Harry is discovering it, and it's like, it still works.
There's a little foreshadowing in that when Voldemort's doing his speech about take care of your dead with dignity, it cuts to like Fred and his wand getting disarmed. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
girl's
yeah.
like,
I was like, wait, did they show him get?
because he's like this. You can't see me. I'm showing it for Spencer. He like does this and his wand flies and he goes to like reach for it. But
Yeah, I thought he got killed there, but
it's sad. It's sad.
It is sad because we see them all take their places, and like he and George have a moment on top of the castle, and they like make a joke or something, and they're just kind of, well, hey, here it goes.
Here it goes.
Like they were so close. Fuck.
The whole build up to the battle is done really well.
I think
like
the battle is done really well.
Locomotor or whatever
It's
Pure
hype.
Totem. And I don't know what the use of those statues are. They're not very useful.
To protect the school.
I know.
What do you expect? They take care of some.
Do your duty to your school.
Are the spiders on the good guys' side?
No.
Don't they know that Hagrid?
Why isn't Hagrid going, Aragog?
Well, it's
baby?
just not yeah.
Aragog's son?
Aragog Jr., Aragorn, Aragot, you three. Why is it that every time there's...
How did he get captured?
Who knows?
How did Hagrid get captured?
I don't know. Why didn't they kill him? I'm glad they didn't, but why didn't they?
Because they were going to enslave him. I'm assuming they believe giants have their uses in terms of labor.
Yes.
In Grop, no sign, which makes his appearance 3 movies ago utterly useless.
Christian,
pointless.
You got to give it up. He's dead, son.
I'd go look for him myself, but I broke my broom.
Well, blimey, Harry. I'll go look for him. Hagrid, he's dead. Forget it. Okay. He was a half-brother anyway.
Chamber of Secrets was cool going there again, but like you said, it makes
dead snake.
Absolutely no sense that Ron...
Well,
I think I was watching the movie and I think I said something akin to like, that's not fucking realistic or something like that.
Well, it's like speaking a different language. If you hear it enough, maybe you can. But
okay.
It seems like such a complex...
Harry talks a lot in his sleep.
And so you just... What do you take note? I might be able to use this later.
How does he get in there in the book?
Oh, no, it's not Hassless. It's Sliss. Yeah, I said it wrong.
It's
I hissed wrong.
Oh, fart.
When they kiss, I know in the reunion they were talking about how it was really hard to get through because they were like brother and sister to each other. They became so close. So it was just such this nerve-wracking and awkward thing for them to finally kiss. Do you think when they laughed afterwards?
Okay. What? Finish your point.
When they laughed after they kissed, that was like real laughter. Like we did. Like this is so.
It might have been because they had to do it a few times. I remember from the reunion thing how they couldn't stop laughing when they were getting ready to do it.
And then
not that Joel. Well, they were getting ready to kiss.
They're laughing. He goes, "You want to get naked? What?
It'll be just like the Locket scene, except with me.
We should probably go get the other. Should probably help Harry, right?
Dude, I found it.
Found what?
About the he did. How did you get in there? He asked, staring from the fangs to Ron, the Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah.
You need to speak parcel tongue. He did, whispered Hermione. Show him, Ron. Ron made a horrible, strangled, hissing noise. It's what you did to open the locket, he told Harry apologetically. I had to have a few goes to get it right, but he shrugged modestly. We got there in the end. So
Ron, how'd you get into the Chamber of Secrets?
Well, you see, I took the chastity belt off.
Yes. Yeah. Well, same way I always do. I just ask nicely.
I charmed
the
charmed the snake. Or the basilisk.
Well, I can tell you this much. I didn't have to use my hands.
Oh,
you mean the real chamber? Yeah, no, I use parcel tongue. You talking?
Oh, you mean okay?
Yeah, no, I use parcel tongue for that. I thought you were talking about a different cave, a different. Did you get the Horcrux? Did you get the other Horcrux?
Yeah.
Did you get that? Yeah, we destroyed ours.
Okay.
And then got flooded.
Okay.
What if Harry, when they got there, they regrouped? Guys, I gotta go. Hey, Harry. Hermione and I kissed.
Can you
and
believe
they just
it?
high five. And he
Can you believe
All right,
it?
well, I gotta go to the forest. Yeah, you should probably go.
Oh.
Ron, you're just gonna let him? Yeah, what the hell are we supposed to do? Hey.
Let's kiss again.
Well, we have some time.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe we could find that snake and,
Couldn't keep her hands off me.
And Harry's like, what? Did she have a friend? I don't know. It's the 90s. No, I mean, did she have a girlfriend for me? Yeah, you can have my sister.
Oh!
Don't tell Ginny. I'm He's so dramatic.
Next act.
Did they go to the
isn't
forest
it?
here?
No.
The day to show Harry that no.
We end at the end of what? Act 2 ends at the pensieve.
Yeah.
He realizes what he has to do, and
yes. So
there's
we
so
kinda got
much.
off the rails.
There's
I
a
think we
lot to
covered
unpack,
all
and well, there's a lot, but we've covered a lot. What I feel like I want to.
We covered most of the important things.
I like the shield creation because it's like okay, now we're battening down the hatches. Things are getting tense. It's when the death begin. Thousands of bolts flying to the sky and hit the shield, and you see all the lights, and it's like if you were in the castle at that moment, like put yourself in that situation. Like from that point on, you're probably really nervous because Voldemort is going to show up anytime. But then all of a sudden, the what do you want to call them? The mortars, if you will, are launching.
Oh yeah,
and they're
like
hitting the
cannonballs.
shell. The cannons are hitting, and it's like okay, it's begun. Like
know what it
we're in
reminds
the
me of?
heat of battle right now. Things are getting there.
I hate that I'm using this, but you know what it reminds me of? The scene in Phantom Menace when the Gungans make that shield, and the droids are shooting stuff, and they just bounce out. Bloop, 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 bloop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, same idea. And then they just walk in.
It kind of reminds me of like if you're like again putting yourself in one of those students' shoes, like they might be really anxious or nervous.
I'm
and it's
hiding. I'll be honest.
like and trying to be like calm themselves down by talking to a friend or something, and it's almost like they feel like if we talk some more, if we keep talking, and as long as nothing is happening, we're okay. We're in the shield. We're protected by the faculty. It's all going to be fine. And it's going to be okay. And then the shells start hitting, and it's like, oh my goodness,
this is war.
This is getting serious, and we're going to have to fight, or we're going to be killed. Like, it's that apprehension. Like you don't want to go into battle, but you don't have a. I'm trying to.
Like,
how do I put this into words?
I think if I'm a student here, I'm going to hide. Maybe I'll snipe, but I'm hiding.
It's like it goes on. It goes on for such a long period where nothing's happening, so you think you're in the clear, but then it starts happening, so you get nervous and scared again.
Yep.
That's kind of how it would be.
And you know the thing,
knowing who's out there and who's trying to get to you.
And you know what I'm remembering? There's 11 and 12-year-olds. 13-year-old, like there's 11-year-olds here, and what did they put them?
They're not allowed to fight. Yeah, because McGonagall says
them somewhere.
Ernie Macmillan, I just read that in the book. He stands on top of one of the great hall tables. And he's like, "What if we want to fight?" Oh yeah, he does, doesn't he?
Did you see the cameo of Oliver Wood?
No.
Fly in?
No.
Yeah, that was him. He
Is
flew
he the
in.
one
It
who
was when
says,
the battle
"Come
first,
on"?
Yeah, he flies in. He's like, "Come on."
No way.
Yeah, Oliver
I gotta
Wood
watch that
joins
again.
The fight.
I gotta watch that again.
I partially know that because it says it in the book, but I'm like, that's him. They wouldn't have shown him on a broom. Like, that's him.
I gotta watch that scene.
Straight
again.
out of practice.
Look like him?
Let's go. Probably. I didn't. The screen was kind of dark. I was watching on a computer screen.
McGonagall says if you're old enough of age, you can stay and fight.
Oh, and is it a little weird? Like, send the whole Slytherin house?
Yeah, I think that's a little unfair. That's really unfair to that whole house. Like, send the stupid girl who said take them.
Yeah, send her. Pansy Parkinson.
Yeah, Pansy Parkinson.
Send her.
Send her to the dungeons will be good.
To the dungeon. And then Peter Quill. I almost said Peter Quill. Professor Quirrell. What if he didn't die? and he just like came back? Or what if he came back as a ghost?
I
That
like
would've
how
been cool.
he only showed up like once in that Hogwarts special and said one thing at the end.
I had a parasite on my head. What did he say in that? I don't remember.
I don't remember either. I watched it last night. I think he was the guy also on the platform who blew the whistle for the train at the beginning. But what else? The Ponsieve, why does he take it out and throw it on the... Why doesn't he just stand there and do it where the bowl is? Like that's a callback to Goblet of Fire, like his little cabinet where the Ponsieve is, and it comes out.
Uh-huh.
And the Pixies in the Room of Requirement is callback to Chamber of Secrets.
The Chamber of Secrets gets called back a lot. It's like, guys, remember
Chamber of
this was
Secrets itself,
important.
yeah.
This was important, even though it was the worst one.
And how does
It
a
was
basilisk
important.
fang destroy a goblet? Seems
because
like
it has... It just...
I'm just picturing...
Don't think too hard about it.
Takes a fang and...
Don't think too hard on my now.
No, God. She took... That's the wrong line. He takes the fang, she takes the fang, goes like this, and it's like, you know how it would be like trying to stab a cup, and it just
keeps moving.
It's sliding off.
Ron, hold it. Bloody hell, and you have you stabbed my hand. Ron, fine. Why didn't she stand it up, and then you could stab...
In the middle.
Inside.
Yeah.
Also, it was kind of, okay, we need to get this moving. The Basilisk Fang can just destroy them all, okay? Grab one of those and we can destroy them all. We got to get through this.
And the snake.
Didn't like it. Yeah, cool seeing the skeleton though.
Cool scene when they destroy the goblet,
the water,
the chalice, whatever. And with the water, that was neat. But when it cuts from them kissing and laughing to Voldemort just doing that, and he just shoots this fucking huge beam out of the Elder Wand and the
Elder Wand cracks.
And the whole bubble lights up and is shattered. And it's just ashes.
And Flitwick's just like, oh,
symbolism.
Shit. Oh, shit.
Minerva!
Well, I'm out of here.
Why didn't they put it back up? He couldn't have done that again.
They didn't have time. They were already there. Giants.
No, he took that wound and just used it as fuel to do this massive attack.
Does he kill Pious Thickness in this act?
He does it after they destroy the diadem. Because he's like I felt one. I'm feeling it more as they keep destroying them. And then Pious, he won't shut his damn mouth. And he's like, my lord.
Didn't I tell you, my lord? I told you. Yeah, he'll kill him, but then won't
kill Bellatrix.
Well, she's more valuable. She's a little bit more powerful.
I guess.
Can't kill a woman. A woman has to kill a woman. You've seen movies.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I did cry or got a little teary-eyed the first or second time, I can't remember, when I watched Snape. Like, after I saw it at the theater, or the second time after I saw it at the theater, it did hit me emotionally, like seeing him hugging Lily's body.
Yeah. Well, the baby's just like, hello, I have a full diaper.
The baby's crying, too. That's why he's crying. No. I do like how they go back to using some of that footage from Sorcerer's Stone, too.
Yeah, it's cool. We actually see and hear Voldemort kill his mom.
Yeah.
Like, we see the whole thing.
Instead of just the
light.
But I like how they included that footage still.
Yeah.
It's a
Snape
little
just
nostalgic.
steps over James. Ugh. Oh, Lily. Ah.
He turned to Robin Williams. Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit.
I picture Robin Williams in a wig.
Yeah, black
Snape
wig, long hair, yeah.
Harry, I was in love with your mother. Oh!
Well, I walk into the room. I was in love with your mother. I saw your dad. He was saying authorities like, help me. But he's already dead. I couldn't do anything with it. The Dark Lord came in about a good hour. Oh, did I just kill you? I don't know. And now I'm in the pensive. Here's my tear and wood diamond and wood slate. And the snake is getting me. Harry, listen to me. Always. Do you want to go to Act 3?
No way, you just did that.
You want to go to Act 3?
How do you do that?
Do what?
Do that. You just said that all like like a machine gun?
Because
Joel's like, I have a machine gun.
Oh! He has a gat at best. A little taser.
A gat?
Yeah, I think that's a handgun. It's small, right?
I bust a cat.
Oh, man.
Bust a nut, more like it.
Yeah,
what?
He's going to like this episode. We have brought him up several times. Hey, it's the finale. So, do you guys need an intro? Because I'm not doing it. Coming at you.
Why haven't I thought of that before?
What if we just on the
he does an intro every night. Oh no!
For the intro, we should have him just say, "We'll
coming in you from what?"
I mean, at you. I mean, unto you. I mean, I just pissed my pants. Hey, how about Act 3? You want to go to Act 3?
Voldemort has the Elder Wand.
True.
And the snake's still alive.
Yes.
And I've nothing to kill it with.
Help will always be given at Hogwarts, Harry, to those who ask for it. I've always prized myself on my ability to turn a phrase. Words are, in my not-so-humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic, capable of both inflicting injury and remedying it. But I would, in this case, amend my original statement to this. Help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who deserve it. Do not pity the dead, Harry. Pity the living. And above all those who live without love.
Act 3. Harry says his goodbyes and heads to his death, but before reaching his final destination, he kisses the snitch for good luck. It opens to reveal the Resurrection Stone, and he sees his mom, dad, Sirius, and Lupin, and he's got to pick, who do I bring back? Just kidding, that doesn't happen. His father promises they will be there until the very end, and his mom echoes that sentiment with, always. She's still in love with Severus, apparently. Hagrid is a prisoner of Voldemort. No, Harry! Why, Harry? As he awaits Harry. That sounds like not
it's
him
a
at
stage
all.
play.
Why hast thou come to the forest, Harry, to die? We can handle him. He arrives.
He can handle him.
The boy who lived come to die. And so he does. Harry finds himself in heaven or purgatory, and Jesus, a.k.a. Albus Dumbledore, greets him like an old friend, and he sees a bloody baby Voldemort under a bench. Dumbledore kind of doesn't explain that real well. Dumbledore explains that Harry is the Horcrux Vold's never meant to make, and that help will always be given to those who deserve it. Also, Snape is your real dad, so see you on the other side, my boy, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. I have to go. Narcissa checks to see if Harry is dead, but before confirming, she asks Draco, is he alive? To which Harry nods very subtly. She covers for him. Neville has the sorting hat from the rubble. He finds it from the rubble, and it has something shiny. Hagrid carries Harry's body to Hogwarts for all to see, followed by Voldemort and his bitches. Voldemort addresses the crowd, calling for followers. What? Neville summons the sword and stands up to him, and then Harry rolls out of Hagrid's arms, and Voldemort is in pure shock and rage just takes over. He just starts blasting. He sends it. The Malfoys piece the fuck out. They're gone. They're done. Chaos follows. And in the midst of it all, Voldemort chases Harry. Mama Weasley kills Bellatrix. Not my daughter, you bitch. Neville kills Nagini, and in turn kills Voldemort. Harry disarms him and gets the Elder Wand. He stands on the bridge overlooking the grounds and just breaks it, tosses it. And there's a little piece of Ron dies too. Maybe with aspirations of becoming an Auror, that would have been a useful tool to have. I get the symbolism of not wanting all that power, but like, Dumbledore had it. He was fine. Idiot. Anyway, 19 years later, Harry's son is a disappointment because he picks a ferret to be his pet. And Harry and Draco lock eyes into mutual respect. And then Albus asks, what if I'm a Slytherin? To which Harry tells him he was named after the bravest wizard he ever knew and also hated. And he was a Slytherin. And then Albus Severus Potter asks again, what happens? Missing the point completely. And Harry says, listen here, you little shit. The house doesn't make the wizard. It doesn't fucking matter. Just make the best of it and be friends and be kind to everybody. Grow up. But if it means that much to you, just fucking ask the Sorting Hat to put you in Gryffindor or Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw. Just learn the magic and be a good person. And for heaven's sakes, why the hell did you pick a ferret? I can't live through you if you can't even pick an owl that resembled mine. Get on the train or don't. Makes no difference to me. I'm Harry Potter. We're all set regardless. And so he does. And Ginny, Harry, Ron, who has let himself go, and Hermione watch on as they close the book on the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Harry, Ginny, Ron, who has let himself go, and Hermione, who looks no different as if she had the One Ring for 50 years.
Real good.
When you said Voldemort's just in a fit of rage, he starts blasting. I'm thinking of Danny DeVito. So I started blasting. Harry rolls out of Hagrid's arms. Caption, I started blasting.
Because he does.
But
why? I just want to bring this
What
real
did you
quick.
start laughing for about Neville?
Oh, yeah, because not that it wasn't Neville specifically, but
pulls his sword out.
No, it's not that related at all. It's when Voldemort does his
Draco?
laugh. No, when he's like, Harry's dead. And it reminds me of that scene in Little Nicky when one of the demon brothers he's in the pastor, and the pastor, I don't know what he says, but he goes, I just picture like Voldemort just stomping around, skipping around. Harry's dead. Harry's dead. Everybody now, Harry's, and it turns into a musical, and then Neville's just like, we're not afraid of. He's not listening. But yet, when Draco hugs him, or when he hugs Draco,
well done, Draco.
I'm pretty sure that was improvised.
Well
so,
done.
Tom Felton is just like,
trying not to laugh.
I don't know.
Just go with it, Tom. Just go with it, Tom.
I'm trying to get to my mom and dad.
Draco, come.
Ralph, Kenyon, thanks. Thank you. For
They just
making this
run
offer.
off.
Yeah, they're like, good. He's distracted.
They're like that guy that walked into
let's go.
the restaurant we were filming Silver Platter in. When we were filming in that restaurant by Mugshots. And we're filming, everything's going well. It's early in the day. Someone walks in and I'm standing there for some reason, and our unit production manager says, "Hi, we're filming something here. Would you like to be an extra?" And the guy is like, "I don't want any part of this." And turns around and leaves. And it's like,
just
what? We're not filming a porno.
I'm not supposed to be here.
I'm not supposed to represent the restaurant.
Oh, I'll just go out here.
Anyway, that's what that reminded me of, Lucius.
Yeah, and then I ended up on a film set. They asked me if I wanted to be an extra. I said, I I just want my food and I'm out.
Turns out he looked over and saw you looking at your zipper. And so he thought it was a porno.
What's up? It reminded me of that sidebar. That reminded me of that. Have you ever seen the movie Zack and Miri Make a Porno?
No, I haven't.
There is a scene where it's Daryl from The Office. I can't remember his real. Craig Robinson. He's a character, and he's he's the worker, the barista, and he's friends with Seth Rogen's character, and they're talking like he's working. And Seth Rogen's character is like telling him about something, and they're talking, and there's a line behind Seth Rogen, and they're just ignoring it, having a conversation. And the guy behind Seth Rogen goes, hey, excuse me, can I get a coffee, black? And then Craig Robinson's character goes, can't you see we're having a conversation? White? Because he's a white guy.
Oh!
Yeah. And it's one of the funniest scenes I've ever seen in my life. That line got me harder than Joel watching Star Wars. I gotta tell you, it was so funny. Like, man, such a funny line.
I want to put a GoPro on the back of someone's seat to watch
what?
Joel during the new Star Wars movie.
Okay.
To see his reaction. I could see him, what the fuck?
Oh man. I gotta play that scene. I gotta play that scene. I gotta play
that was it. That's what he was saying in his head during The Last Jedi when they cut Snoke in half.
That woman is the bane of my existence. See? Excuse me. Can I get a cup of coffee? Black? Can't you see we talking? White?
Funny. Because he's talking like he wants...
Right. I got it.
He wants a black coffee.
I got it.
But, all right, anyway.
So anyway...
Brandon, was that quick
blasting.
enough for you finding that clip? Want to make sure our audience is happy.
Okay.
Back to Harry. Yeah. I know.
So...
When he goes to die and his parents and Sirius and then Lupin are there, why isn't Tonks there?
What about Severus?
Yeah, but he already had his moment with him. He's not. He just now started.
That was.
Like him.
I know we skipped over that a little bit and went right through it. When that scene with Snape, just a little rewind a little bit.
When that snake is going at it.
The snake, the way they filmed that is so good, though.
Yes, it is.
Even if it is to keep it PG-13, we don't need to see that visceral violence.
No,
we can
hear it.
Just hearing it and seeing it through the window panes is enough for the visual medium. It works really well.
I'll say though, when Harry's talking to his parents and then his dad goes, and he's like, "You'll stay with me," and his dad goes to the very end, and his mom says, "Always." I'm like, oh, come on, man, I'm at work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm on my break and I'm crying. No, I didn't really, but that is a very good moment. And then Lupin's like, don't forget about me. Tell Teddy. Or Harry's like, but you have, and he's like, hell no.
That's a really good scene.
It is a good scene.
And it's very well done. And you got Lily's theme. We didn't even talk about the score.
And he's like, I mean, I guess I choose Sirius since I can only pick one. They're like, what the
Sirius's line about, we're here, you see. And he points at his heart, which is a callback to Prisoner of Azkaban.
Mm-hmm.
They never leave us. They're always in here.
True. Still would have been nice for him to... I mean, it wouldn't have been a good ending for him to just magically get all those people back.
I got a tad emotional.
I did too. And just how it's so well done when he goes to die. Because the line, the boy who lived come to die, is so cool.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't
and the way he
there's
says
no monologue. He's not wasting time. He says that, and then he just does it.
Exactly.
He's like,
we don't need talking. We don't need it.
No. Look, we're doing it.
Harry didn't know what was going to happen either. He thought he was going to die.
And then
does it hurt?
Like, hey, do you realize
it's like sleeping.
He was a Horcrux. So in a way, you kind of killed yourself. And he goes, well, Nagini, I gotta keep you close now.
Dang it.
Damn it, did I really? I made him? Although, it's on brand because he's famous and I'm kind of big into theatrics. Maybe I did do it on purpose.
My sister always makes fun of the little baby Voldemort because he looks like barbecue chicken. That's what she says.
But that's not quite cooked yet.
No, it's like raw chicken with the sauce brushed onto it. But that scene, so far, things are good. The movie is going as I would like it to go. In my expectation, it's going fine. The battle scenes could be a little better. The framing and the cinematography.
Plenty of battle.
Yes, but I would have liked it framed a little better, differently. But this scene is so book accurate, minus all the talking, because I know that's very, very dialogue heavy. That's where everything gets explained. Everything is spelled out for Harry, because he wants to understand what is going on, what happened, why did this happen. Dumbledore explains it to him. But they do it so well in this movie with the pregnant pauses and just the atmosphere of King's Cross and the ambient sound.
Yeah.
Just being this heavenly, just peaceful place.
Light. I did kind of get a chuckle to myself when, like, Dumbledore tells him, okay, yeah, you can either get on or not, or whatever. And he walks away, and Harry, like, stops him with a question. He answers it, and then he's, like, starts to walk away more, and then Harry stops him with another question. And then Dumbledore's like, bitch, I have another appointment. What? And then he just doesn't answer his letter. But how do I do it? And he's just gone. Like, he told you. What do you want?
He told you.
What do you want?
And that is kind of symbolic, like Harry, Dumbledore, like really, really, really now, Dumbledore's not there to answer any questions. You're going to have to solve and answer these questions yourself and figure them out yourself. But love that scene. Book accurate, except in the book he's naked. Harry's naked in the book.
Okay. Yeah, good
What
call.
you
on not
would
doing
be.
that.
Thank goodness Dumbledore wasn't.
You?
Woo!
Yeah, yikes. Talk about Joel.
Oh.
But Harry, that doesn't
if
make
his dick's
sense.
as long as his beard.
That doesn't make sense.
Sorry.
But we get and again, I thought this part was longer, but it's not. And
Really?
I like that it's here.
Yeah.
And it takes place. They don't cut away, and then we're back. And
Are you
then
talking
that's
about
that.
the King's Cross one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. So
but
well
he is
done.
like, up until the Horcrux that he, up until recently, or no, the Horcrux that was destroyed several moments ago, then Harry's like, yeah, right. Which one? And Dumbledore's like, okay, look, when he killed your parents, the spell ricocheted, and it went into you. Okay, so what's the Horcrux that was destroyed? Was it the resurrection stuff? Harry, it's the Horcrux he never meant to make. So what was it? Harry, it's you. Damn it to hell. I'm trying to be philosophical. You're the Horcrux.
I'm trying to help you.
You're the Horcrux. You died with the stone in your hand. You flipped it 3 times somehow, and
Professor,
now you're alive.
Wait. If I'm the Horcrux, what does that make the snake? What? Why am I? How did that happen, though?
Well, Snape's
I'm
your
just
real
wondering,
dad,
Professor.
so...
How is Snape my father?
Dumbledore, how...
I look nothing like him.
That was a weird line when he's like, and so Snape's... his Patronus is a doe, and my mom's was. That doesn't make any sense. And then Dumbledore's like, well, it does.
I like how that is, though.
Because
it's like, well, it's not very surprising at all. Like, isn't that strange? Or Harry says something, I don't find it to be strange at all. After thinking about it, I don't find it to be that strange at all.
Snape was obsessed with your mother even after she died. What does that mean?
Harry.
Nothing?
Help will always be given at Hogwarts to those who ask for it. I've always prided myself on the ability to turn a phrase, but I think in this instance I will amend it to be, help will always be given to those at Hogwarts for those who deserve it.
Ciao.
Ciao? What?
Ciao. What's the line? Don't
Chang?
pity the
What?
dead. This is just like a greatest hits of Dumbledore quotes. Just, Oh, what else? Oh, also Harry, one more for you.
Is this real?
Here.
Or is this all happening inside my head? Well, of course it's happening inside your head, Harry. But why should that mean that it isn't real?
And just for all the white girls getting basic tattoos, I got one more for you. Don't pity the dead, pity the living. All right, I gotta go. See ya.
And all those who live without love. Voldemort! In case you didn't get that one, Harry.
You want one more? Help will always be given to those that deserve it.
It's an SNL sketch. We'll be back with Harry Potter and the Toilet of Doom in just a minute.
So then Dumbledore.
Greatest hits, Dumbledore.
What happens then? It just cuts 5 hours later. Well, Harry, like I always say, a penny saved is a
galleon earned. Yeah, fuck.
Don't wear white before Labor Day, or after Labor Day, or during Labor Day.
Nitwit, blubber, oddment, tweak.
Are we done
words,
here?
Don't you think?
Aren't you? I'd like to.
Alas, earwax. And my favorite on the album, alas, earwax.
And who could forget the timeless classic?
Here comes Wayne Brady.
The timeless classic. Always.
Always.
Until the very end.
Snape singing karaoke. It had to be you. It had to be you.
It just cuts to them drinking in heaven. And then I said, look, Snape, when it comes to the time, you gotta kill me. And he's like, hey, Dumbledore, you're drunk. I'm like, yeah, maybe. But you
all hands on deck, Miss Granger.
What do you mean by on deck? And then I says to her, look, that's not a kindergartner. That's my wife.
What?
What?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Dumbledore's drunk. Hey, watch this. Avada Kedavra.
Oh, we're already dead.
It kills you further.
Okay, back to the movie.
Hey, Harry, I got one more.
Neville shows up.
Strike me. Tell this to Voldemort when you go see him again. You can use this one. Strike me down, and I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine. Isn't that from something? No, I have to go buy. Trademark. Okay, so yes, they do talk. He's back. Real cool moment. Narcissa.
In the reunion, they say, oh yeah, and I remember that is book accurate as well.
Is he alive?
And you get the dark and blonde and black in her hair, showing
I
the
like
duality.
How Lucius is just gone to hell. Like he's trying.
He's let himself go. You were talking about Ron.
Drago, come on, please, come on. Hey, Drago, come here,
please,
come here, please. Hey, your mother and I love you. Come on, come here.
Like, wait, I want to give him a hug.
Hey, come here. Too far. But then he has to catch up like Draco and his mom walk away briskly, and he's just stumbling over rocks. Fuck, wait for me, guys, wait up.
Because he's drunk.
He
hasn't shaved in a while.
5 a.m.
Well, he doesn't. He went to Azkaban after Order of the Phoenix.
And his eyes are just.
So he hasn't gotten any sleep.
Lucius, what? No, yeah, Drago. Let's go.
Meanwhile, he works in an office now, and he holds a seminar, and he's like, he calls himself Prison Lucius.
The worst part
was the Dementors. They suck.
Oh, right.
With chains on your legs. Were you in a chain gang?
Voldemort just turns around. Lucius, stop
Have you
it.
seen that outtake from The Office? Chains on your legs. Were you in a chain gang? Phyllis starts laughing every time.
I have not seen that, but I'd like to. Now I'm just stuck thinking all that, like Voldemort getting annoyed with Lucius, and then he's like, "Hey, hug him back, Drago. If he's hugging you, Because he's our bot. Lucius. I get it.
You got to do the voice. Draco, you must hug him back.
Come
or else we won't be in his good graces, Draco.
Come here. Come here. Come on.
What did I tell you before we went?
His mom is just... Draco, just do it. Please. Your father... He has not stopped talking since he went to
that little
Azkaban. Oh, the Dementors. Oh, they torture me.
Wow.
We get it. You were in prison. You did time.
I wonder what his Patronus is.
You wonder what?
Lucius's Patronus is a cobra, a snake.
He can't.
I like the little story that they told in the reunion.
He wants it to be a snake, but it's a worm.
Just an
earthworm. Just a
caterpillar.
What's that? It's a snake. That's not a snake. That's an
yes,
earthworm.
it is.
It's a snake. Lucius, not a snake. What?
Joel. I'll show you a snake. No, we get that little story from the reunion about how he hit Draco in the hand in a deleted scene with his cane. He's like, when the deleted scene got deleted out of Chamber of Secrets, and they walk into Nocturne Alley, they walk into Borgin and Burke's, and he's like, "Don't touch Draco," and he hits him in the hand with his cobra cane, and the teeth on the cobra cane were still sharp. And when he hit Tom Felton in the hand, it cut him. And then they did the take, and he turns and looks at Jason Isaacs. And he's like, his eyes are like tearing up. Tom Felton's, and he's like, "Oh my goodness, and I hurt you, Tom. I'm so sorry."
Good. Use it.
And Tom's like, "No, it's good for the scene. It's good for the scene."
Fine, Father. Wait till you hear about this. I'm in character.
Okay. Where do we go from here? The procession.
Voldemort
David
actually
Yates.
made Harry a Horcrux, which is cool because he's big into theatrics, making famous things part of his soul. But he wants Harry dead, so a bit of a shock for him when he found out. I don't know. I wrote that down.
Good one. Good one.
He kills Harry and is like, "Ah, shit."
I like that.
Oh, he's
Do you see how when Neville starts walking forward? "Well, I must say I would have asked for better. Whatever.
We'll find.
I know in the book he says something like noble stock. Like, I would have hoped for more noble stock. I'm sure we'll find a place for you in our ranks."
And then Bellatrix does the tongue thing.
I'd like to say something, and then you can see Voldemort like getting pissed off with how he's like, "I'm sure we would love to hear what you have to say."
Why didn't he again just kill him? I'm glad he didn't, but it doesn't matter if Harry dead. He's not Seamus. It doesn't matter if Harry's dead, and everybody's like, "Whoa, Neville."
I'm not listening to it deep enough, maybe, but it doesn't hit me as much. Neville's speech, it doesn't hit me as much.
People die every day. Like he just wants
stand down, Neville.
He just wants to be the chosen one.
But
I get it.
I love how it happens. I'll get into that in just a minute. But as far as the movie goes, I love the Harry falling out of Hagrid's arms. Like, what do you think Hagrid's thinking? Blind me, Harry!
And then he just looks at his hands. Did I do that? I can bring it. Aragog, I'm coming!
Aragog's been long gone.
I know, but hey, these
Dumbledore!
Lily Potter!
It's not working!
It's awake.
That's like the only part where Hagrid shows up. Minus when Harry defeats Voldemort and he walks into the Great Hall and gives Hagrid a big hug, which I liked.
Yes.
Good callback.
Yeah.
But as far as that goes, Harry falling out of his arms, and then that scene gets me hype.
It gives me hype when Neville pulls the sword.
When Neville pulls the sword, but more so when Harry falls down and it's shown he's still alive, and you get that track in on Voldemort, like, and he stops smiling, and all of a sudden he's like, "What? How the fuck did you do that?" Because that's what he's trying to do. He's like, "I hit you with the killing curse. Why won't you?" He tossed him powers.
Why won't you die? You
But
killed the Horcrux.
He didn't know he was a Horcrux, and Harry never told him. I think he told him in the book, but
You know how you don't like the final... A lot of people don't like the final battle.
I want to get into that.
I think because in the book it takes place, it's a spectacle, they monologue in the middle of the Great Hall. Fine, you're right. It should have been in there. But them just floating around and stuff, and then
stupid.
And then Voldemort resorting to just like hitting him, like physical fighting. I actually appreciate more this time because he's so frustrated. His curses aren't working. So why continue to waste energy on that? That's probably draining him, magic, using that, a wand that won't do what he wants.
It won't work.
So then he's just so desperate to kill this kid that he resorts to physical violence.
I
like it.
I like that aspect of it. Now that you bring that up, I like that aspect. I can't hurt you with my wand. I'm going to hurt you with my hands.
The one part I don't really care for is when he's like, the wand's not working, and then Harry takes the time to explain it. Well, what if it never belonged to you? Why would he stop and tell him that?
They don't stop.
I mean, he stops on the edge.
They're still fighting.
Yeah, but he's like, maybe it didn't belong to... Why does he need to tell him? Why does he care if he knows that?
Because it's planting that seed of doubt and further destabilizing Voldemort's mind.
But I do love that where he pulls him closer and he goes, "Let's finish this, Tom."
No,
or let's finish how we started, Tom, together. Because he calls him Tom, like that. It's a baller move.
He calls him Tom earlier, though.
Yeah, but this one just hits.
Because he hates that name. He hates that identity.
Yeah, and Dumbledore
because it
called
connects him
that.
to his past.
And Harry calls him that.
Yeah, okay, I do like those aspects. I do like those aspects.
And he pulls him in, willing to die to kill him.
This is what I was talking. Okay, I'll just do it now. When I watched the reunion last night, he says, like in the book, David Yates, the director, says in the book there's a big dramatic confrontation between Harry and Voldemort in the Great Hall, surrounded by this huge audience of people. But in the movie, I wanted it to be more of an earthier... Here, I'll just play the clip.
When looking at the book, the final confrontation between Voldemort and Harry takes place in the Great Hall with a huge audience watching. And I really wanted something earthier and more intense and more visceral than that. Because these two adversaries were almost joined spiritually, if you like, in this strange Horcruxy way. I thought, wouldn't it be wonderful if Dan just grabbed Rafe and pulled him off this tower?
Come on, Tom. Let's finish this the way we started it. Together!
As they apparate, they merge together. That deep connection that we'd sort of threaded through the stories and the films, you'd visualize in that moment before they tumble down into the courtyard.
But to me, and I'm kind of cynical in this sense, I remember reading a comment or hearing somewhere that might have been a producer's executive decision to have some sort of spectacle-laden sequence at the end of the movie, an action sequence at the end of the movie, instead of what people could perceive to be a boring confrontation. But I vehemently disagree with that sentiment. I disagree with it almost completely. Some of the stuff you pointed out is good. But what if we had a melding of the two?
Like it starts in the Great Hall and then they fly around?
It starts, we could still have, I absolutely love how it starts with Harry scared, where is he? He's apparating, I hear a noise, I shoot a spell. He's kind of paranoid.
Yeah.
And then he's climbing up the stair, or he's standing behind the pillar, and it shows Voldemort. No music, just silence, and you hear battling in the background, and it's Voldemort walking up the stairs. And Harry jumps out and launches his spell, and they walk lawns, and Voldemort's just like, I'm going to get you right now, you little asshole. But keep that stuff. Keep the stuff where he chokes him with his robe, where he smacks him in the face. Keep the stuff. You can even keep maybe some of the exchange of dialogue that you talked about. But
sorry.
Okay, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, I carry on. You're talking.
I don't know. How do we do this from here? You could have all that stuff somehow, some way, maybe an aspect of the flying through the air stuff. Maybe an aspect of that. But they land in the Great Hall. But they land in the Great Hall in the middle of everybody else. Everybody's recovering in the Great Hall. They land in the Great Hall. They tumble. And maybe then they can have another debate club. I don't know.
Debate club.
I don't know. I have it all up in here.
Right there.
But I just think it would work way more. Not every conclusion, not every climax needs to be some action sequence flying through the air, CGI sort of thing. It didn't need to be Harry versus Voldemort by themselves. That's another thing he said in his clip.
I think it
if you recall, just him.
It's more personal that way.
Well, that's what he was doing. But I think it's way more dramatic and epic having this happen in front of an audience within the movie. Kind of an audience, like a frame within a frame kind of thing. I think that would have worked a little better. More book accurate, obviously. But maybe that might be something... maybe that would be something Tom wouldn't have wanted. Tom Riddle, like to be kind of humiliated.
Yeah,
and
so
made to look
fight
weak
elsewhere.
Yeah, made to look weak in front of everybody, possibly.
Yeah, because he was already called out by Neville. So he's
and as you recall in the book, his spells don't work. His spells don't work either because of Harry died for his friends. So the act of him sacrificing himself, the love of that, keeps his friends and everyone else protected from Voldemort's spells. Or the Elder Wand's spells aren't working because Harry is the true owner of the Elder Wand, and it cannot act against him. That could have been used to great effect in the movie where let's say they were having this confrontation, they're having this exchange of words. Listen, Tom, you don't know all the facts. I'm going to humiliate you. I'm going to show you how you don't know everything. And
Tom's middle name is Miriam.
Yeah. It's Marvolo. It's Marvolo.
Yeah, Miriam.
But what if Voldemort, he's pissing Voldemort off by telling him all these truths that he just can't believe. And then all of a sudden Voldemort's like, if I can't hurt you with my spells, what if I hurt one of your loved ones? What if I go after one of your friends or one of your teachers? And then that could set Harry off.
And then he
and then that gets the wands connecting.
Yes.
Because Harry goes to protect whoever he's attacking, and that's how they lock on. They have the sequence of the Priori Incantatem type
and
deal.
Then they just have a rap battle.
And
Tom went to Cranbrook. That's a private school.
No. Voldemort dies, and you just see his hand flop onto the ground. He's a human like everybody else.
That's what happens in the book.
Yes. They hide his body in a broom closet, for Pete's sake.
Oh, do they?
Reveal his quote-unquote humanity, his mortality, and show him that his body is here. He is dead.
But
he's not
Thanos snapped.
He doesn't turn into dust, black dust, and flakes. I don't like that.
What you're saying all makes sense. It would have been better if his body was there instead of
because that is
Infinity Gauntlet.
That's like the ultimate defeat for Voldemort. He sought immortality through splitting his soul, and then just to have his body there.
Yeah,
it's a not a metaphor.
It's more impactful.
It's more impactful, and it shows this. He is indeed mortal.
What I think, a thought that came into my mind. Yes, it makes sense that Harry used the only spell that he ever knew how to use, Expelliarmus. That's what he uses. That's the red spell, and that's what he uses to defeat him against the Killing Curse. It shows that this boy can defeat the most powerful wizard with a mundane spell when he's weak enough. But I thought it would have been out of character. It wouldn't have made sense. It wouldn't have been morally correct. But it would have been cool if he flipped the script and just you didn't hear him say it, but he's like, "This time I'll mean it." And then you saw green shoot out of Harry's wand. That would have been epic, and it would have been a change that I think a lot of people would have been upset with.
That would have been against character, though.
Exactly. But he used Crucio before, and that was out of character.
Another aspect of the end of this, the aftermath of the big battle, I do like seeing Harry smiling as Voldemort's wilting away, I guess you could say. because it's like, I did it, finally. We don't have to deal with him anymore. This evil is gone. Evil has been vanquished.
We haven't even talked about...
The sun comes out. The sun's going through the Great Hall. He's seeing all his friends. People are drinking coffee. They're exchanging stories about the fight.
Neville's talking with Luna with the sword, and he's like, hey, if you think this sword is big.
Another Joel clap. Yeah.
No,
not like that.
A thing that we haven't talked about is Molly Weasley killing
Oh,
Bellatrix.
shit. That's true.
And here's the thing. Yes, that's great. It's cool. It's epic. It's awesome. But why didn't Bellatrix just... Because she's gone, fully evil, crazy. Why didn't she exclusively just use Avada Kedavra and just kill a bunch of people? Like, why didn't she do that instead of stunning Ginny? Like, it didn't make sense for a character, but I get why.
Ginny, when she
gets stunned. And then what spell does Molly use?
Probably
to freeze
Reducto.
Her. And then, because maybe it was her I was thinking of. Isn't the spell green? No, it's not.
The
it's
one
blue.
that she uses
It's
against
blue.
Molly is.
Right,
Bellatrix.
but then Molly's is blue, right? And it like stuns her. It freezes her.
It freezes her.
And then she just breaks her.
It's not
I wanna know what
Petrificus
they
Totalis.
use. No, I want to know what they use. But it's cool. The line.
Glacio,
And it
I don't
actually
know.
is in the book. The not my daughter, you bitch. And then she does it. And then
Fan favorite
and then
moment.
nothing.
People cheered at that, clearly, in the theater.
Yes. And then Ginny's like, Mom, I had her.
That whole fight is so awesome in the book.
Yeah, it's super cool.
Did you remember in the book when Voldemort's 3-on-1? Like Slughorn, McGonagall, and some other professor are fighting Voldemort. And he's taking them all on
That
all
would
at
have been
once.
sweet to see.
Wouldn't have been?
I'm glad I forgot
That's what
Slughorn
I'm
was still
talking
there.
about. And the house elves coming up from the kitchens and stabbing all the Death Eaters in the legs and stuff.
Come on, guys. That's why in 30 years we need a remake.
But I understand why they didn't put the house elves thing in, because they didn't establish it in the other movies.
That's fine. Make it a show and establish it then.
And they
have a
couldn't-
whole episode on speed.
Ferenz, he could have came back.
Does he in the book?
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
professor in the book.
This was Endgame before. Nothing. I don't know.
So it was Endgame before nothing.
I don't know what you're talking about.
What are you talking
This is
about?
Space Jam before.
No, it's not.
After Space Jam, when they all team up.
Doesn't Voldemort shows up in Space Jam New Legacy, doesn't he, in the stands?
Because they're just Warner Brothers is
Right.
just throwing out everything.
He's cheering.
Bellatrix.
Avada Kedavra kills one of the players.
Ooh.
Avada Kedavra. Oh,
sorry. I can fix it. No, you can't. It's Klay Thompson. Out for the season. Probably for longer. In the movie. Yeah.
So Harry.
I get it.
What?
He breaks
Are you
the wine.
I'm going there.
But why? Like, it's not like
I-
it corrupts people. Dumbledore had it. It's all about intent.
That's
like,
a thing
you're
that's
an Auror.
a
You're gonna be
need-
an Auror, right?
This is what makes it, when people change the ending of a book when you're adapting it, they did the same thing with Inferno. That the Dan Brown novel with Tom Hanks playing Robert Langdon, Inferno. It's a story about a crazy scientist who creates a virus that is set to go off in like 3 days. It's on a timer and it's hidden. And he has clues.
COVID-19, yeah.
He has clues for Robert Langdon to find it to stop it. In the book, you're not going to read the book. You're
No,
probably
I'm
not going
not.
to see the movie.
I'm not.
But for those who have, you know what I'm talking about. They find it. The virus is like in a timer. It goes off. So the virus is indeed released. And what it does, it affects the human like genome, or it
Okay.
affects their reproductive system to like make it so that humans can't reproduce as much for population control. In the book, that actually happens, and it has serious implications moving forward in those books, in the world that he's written in there.
Gotcha.
In the movie, that's not how it happens. They find it before it goes off. And in the book, there's a whole chase scene with the girl. She's his Robert Langdon's companion throughout the whole book, but she's a turncoat. She ends up being bad and the evil scientist's accomplice. She actually takes the virus and runs off with it. Or, no, she doesn't take it and run off with it. It goes off. I'm remembering it right. She tries to escape. She gets caught, and she starts to work on research to kind of reverse the effects of it.
Sure.
Because she turns back to being good. In the book, she gets killed by a bomb. Like she's a suicide bomber in the book. In the movie. She kills herself in the movie. So and the virus doesn't go off in the movie. Change. It's a big change from the end of the book. That's kind of what they did here.
They did change
with the battle scenes, with the fight scenes, with Voldemort going 3-on-1, 1-on-3.
So great to see.
And getting pissed off while doing it. With Harry and him in the Great Hall, having that big dramatic moment, that dramatic tension. And I'm not trying
happen that way.
If
but
you think it should happen one way, that's fine.
I think
perfectly
it should
well to have in
way.
your opinion. You can like how it is the way it is. I don't want to force you into thinking another way.
No, I do. I'm fine with how it happened. Like, I'm still hyped. I'm not going to hold that against it. But I do wish that we'd have gotten those bits at least, like the 3-on-1 for a second, and more them battling. But I get why they changed it for the movie to have it be more focused on them,
on Harry and Voldemort and their relationship,
right? And then have the battle inside be its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I get it.
I understand it. I just don't agree with it. I would have done it a different way. But hey, I'm not the director.
Sure.
And I wouldn't have broken the wand in half. I wouldn't have had that corny moment where Harry and Voldemort's heads merge.
Yeah,
like that to me, I didn't really see I never thought of their connection as being that important. I know that they're two sides of the same coin. One is on the evil side of the spectrum, the other is on the good side. I get that. They're like opposites. But I never took that as a huge part of the story,
and
I guess.
But
the wand breaking thing was why?
Exactly. Why? Because
he didn't even repair. My sister just said this to me the other day. She's like, I don't like how he didn't use it to repair his own wand first. Like, if you want to do that, break it, fine. But you fix your own classic Holly Phoenix Feather wand first.
And and I love the scene in the office. Wand, and now it's mine. Like, you're not gonna turn bad because you used it. It doesn't have the effects of a Horcrux. Ring.
Yeah.
It's powerful, yes, but you're gonna use it for the right reasons. Like, if you're gonna protect, I don't remember if it says what he becomes, but does he become an Auror?
He does. I think he actually becomes head of the office.
Probably. And like, I get wanting to use your wand that called to you. Then fine.
But it didn't.
Ron, disarm me and it's yours. That would have been kind of a cool thing. Like, and then had a...
Oh, man. Then you get some bad fiction about Ron turning into an evil wizard. I'm saying
write it that way in the book.
Right.
Let me fix my wand, and then Ron, then it's Ron, and he won't be evil. Like, okay, because Ron's wand,
and that kind of fulfills Ron's dream.
Needs a new wand.
He's still using that broken one.
Yeah, like, okay, hey Ron, I know you want this. Let me, just have him have it.
I kind of like that idea. Idea. There's that idea. What do you think of that idea?
And then
compared
Hermione
to the one?
say something smart like, I hope this doesn't change you. And then he's like, don't worry, it won't. But it really won't. Like, it
20
won't.
years later, Ronald Weasley, the third Dark Wizard that we know. No, come on, no. But I like that. I like the idea of it in theory, but in practice, that might be a little
lame.
It sets things up for future implications that would be kind of just goofy.
But there aren't
him turning
any.
Bad.
There isn't anything after this. Well, besides the cursed
I like
child,
how
but that's not a thing.
It would make Ron feel better about himself. Like he's always been, I want to be captain of the Quidditch team. I want to be the winner of the House Cup. I'm holding the House Cup. Like, and here, have the Elder Wand. It's yours now. You're the owner. And you, me, and Hermione are the only ones who know. So, and we're not going to come after you.
Right. It would have been fine.
But the way it happens in the book is he puts it back in Dumbledore's grave.
That would have even been... Here's the other thing. This, okay, keeping it out there could cause a lot of problems because people would know, they'd see it, they know how powerful it is, and they might, like, that would put a target on their back.
They don't know.
So I get it.
They never knew that was the Elder Wand, though. The only ones who knew were Harry, Ron, Hermione, Voldemort, Grindelwald, Ollivander.
It only takes one person to know. And then...
But they can still say, oh, but that's just a legend.
And why is it so easy to break if it's so powerful? Why would it?
Because it's made out of wood.
I don't know. Give it back to Dumbledore.
What was the core, I wonder?
That elder.
Well, it's made out of an elder tree.
It was made from the brothers. It has 3 little knots. It was made
shit!
From the brothers.
It does. Ooh, I never know.
It's a cool looking wand.
It is
My
a
niece
cool
has
looking
it.
wand. Brandon has it too. I've
so
seen
cool.
it. I mean, his wand, the elder wand he has. I'm talking about.
We knew what you meant. What do you think we are? Just these 6.
Well, I need to clarify for Joel because I know he would take it the wrong way. He always does. You know,
we're making it seem like those are the only 2 that listen to this.
Yeah. No, we have more people.
Yeah,
I promise.
Like 5 more.
But I like the way, I would have loved how if it ended before the prologue in the movie, with them in Dumbledore's office with the portrait smiling down, like, "Oh, you did it, Harry. You brave, brave boy."
And then talk to him one more
beautiful
time.
Boy.
Like,
you brave man.
Did it work? And then he goes, yes, we're here. No, that was dumb.
The door opens, it's Voldemort.
I put myself together.
And then he turns to Dumbledore, the painting, and he goes, somehow Voldemort has returned.
Oh, boy. Wouldn't it be funny if Voldemort came back in a future book or something?
No,
somehow, some way.
It would.
Time travel.
That would be crazy.
And then somehow Voldemort has returned.
That would just be... And he has like a kid. That would be nuts, dude. That'd be nuts.
With Bellatrix?
What?
Here's where you go.
Neville.
That child, that's a cursed child, I'll tell you what.
I will, and yeah. But what, you know what would be even more bizarre? Picture this. It's a book, but it's a stage play. And the book is written like a stage play. Not even like a book. That.
And it's canon.
People wouldn't buy that.
Is it canon?
I think it is.
I've seen articles saying the only way to get out of this Fantastic Beasts slump is to do a cursed child movie. Well, which, first of all, you're not going to get Daniel Radcliffe to agree to that because he said he wants like 10 more years before another
More than
movie.
10 more years you do it, I guess.
But we could have a TV show. I like your idea of doing the founding Hogwarts members. The founders of Hogwarts. There's your title. But yeah, I understand why they didn't have the creature thing in, because he's like, what are you going to do now, Harry? After he puts the wand back, and he's like, what are you going to do with the wand? I'm going to put it back with Dumbledore, maybe. And I read this it's in the book, but I also read this aspect on Wikipedia, that he thinks that the power of the wand will diminish if its owner passes naturally. So by putting it back with Dumbledore, Harry will remain the owner of the Elder Wand.
Right.
But and then when Harry passes naturally, the power of the wand will diminish, and it won't be a threat anymore.
Jeepers.
But yeah, Kitty's making noise. But that does leave the door open for a future Harry Potter novel. Somebody could discover the truth behind that, and maybe Harry's a target once again.
Harry Potter.
Possible. I guarantee.
The target.
Harry Potter and the target, and it shows him walking into the department store.
Harry Potter and the Elder Wand.
Yeah.
That'd be a title.
That's what that's the tentative title for the book. before she changed it to Deathly Hallows. Harry Potter and the Elder Wand.
This title makes sense for the most part.
But I like how it. I like that coming down from that high in the book of we're in Dumbledore's office. I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna ask, because he's gonna live at Grimmauld Place. I'm gonna ask Creature to make me a sandwich. But I can understand the negative connotation of that in terms of slavery and house elves, and I can understand why that's the reason why they didn't put it in the movie.
You could have said,
because thinking about it now, it does have kind of a bad connotation to it.
I'm gonna go home, jerk up, have Creature give me a.
We're talking about Harry. We're not talking about Joel now.
And then give him a sock.
Come on.
And just set him free.
Don't give him that sock. Give him the other sock.
Yeah, a different sock, an unused sock, or something, and then he'll be free to go. I'm just tired. That I'm speaking as Harry. I'm just tired. I'll probably go home and take a nap. I've been up for like 48 hours straight. So I died. I died once. So that was kind of cool.
Let me tell you about that.
What are you guys up to? You want to grab lunch? Breakfast? What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. Is it the next day? How many days have we been fighting? I don't know. Let's go get brunch. I have a date scheduled with a barista.
Oh, yeah. You give me a little background about that tosser Harry Potter.
Aren't you a Ginny? Yeah. She don't know.
Oh, wow.
I'm just
talk
tired,
about a love
man.
triangle.
Yeah.
But
Harry Potter and the love triangle.
What is your opinion?
On what?
When they're on the bridge, they're having a moment on the bridge amongst the rubble, and Harry snaps it and throws it down into the canyon, versus the way how it is in the book.
I wish it was the way it was in the book. 100%. Give him a moment on the bridge, fine, but fix at the very least. What are you going to do with it? And then he pulls out his broken wand.
Fixes
it, and then tosses it.
Yes.
Breaks it and tosses it.
At the very least.
But
that way you kind of, well, it still doesn't keep to the integrity of this original story.
You know, we haven't even talked about the 19 years later.
That's what I was just going to say. Can I tell you a little story?
Let's keep it semi-brief.
Yes. Tell you a little story.
Tell me.
Before this movie even came out, I kept saying to my sisters, to myself, how awesome would it be if they go to the 19 years later and it mirrors it does the Leaving Hogwarts, the theme from the first movie, when he's like, I'm not going home, not really. When he says goodbye to Hagrid, leaves on the train. What if it would be it would complete the circle within these nine films, not Star Wars.
8.
It would bring it back full circle to the ending of the first movie if they ended it with that musical cue from John Williams, Leaving Hogwarts. And they frickin' did it. They did it. And I was elated. I was giddy as a schoolgirl because I had been saying, like, I really hope they do that. They got to do that. It would be so perfect. If it was me, I would do it this way because it would bring it back full circle. They did it, and I was so happy. I was so happy. And you want to know what happened after that?
What?
Some guy and his girlfriend got upset sitting behind me, and she, like, hit him, and his pop spilled on the side of my head.
Well, blow me sideways. Tell you what.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2.
Dad, what if I am put in Slytherin?
Albus Severus Potter. You were named after 2 headmasters of Hogwarts. One of them was a Slytherin, and he was the bravest man I've ever known.
But just say that I am.
Then Slytherin House will have gained a wonderful young wizard. But listen, if it really means that much to you, you can choose Gryffindor. The Sorting Hat takes your choice into account.
Really?
Really. Ready?
Ready.
This movie, it's going to rank high for me when we do our rankings. It's going to rank higher than what I thought. I knew I liked it. Like, I was really excited to watch it, and I loved watching it the entire time. So it's
very
going to
good.
Be up there with
very
me.
good.
It's going to be up there. And I'm really excited to think of some categories to talk about in the wrap-up. I finished my recap wrap. Writing. I finished writing it, so that's...
Oh, yeah.
It's cool.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
Yeah, but
we'll be recording
yeah, Christian's going on vacation.
We're gonna be taking a week off because I'm going to California for Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah, he'll tell us about that when he comes back.
I'll tell you all about it.
Will be a few weeks.
I'm going to Wizarding World, so I'll have a couple things.
Get an elder
Suvies coming back with me.
Suvies.
But I'm excited to drink some butterbeer in more ways than one.
Yeah, drunk.
But yeah, this movie, I agree with you. It hits a lot of the right notes.
Yeah,
a lot of the scenes are accurate to my liking, anyway.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff that could have been done differently. Some of the fight scenes, some of the way they match up with the books, how they end the third act. Some of the changes they made for the movie don't sit too well with me, but on the whole, I like the movie. It's a good movie, but that third act, it really does bring it down. The ending of that third act brings it down for me.
And I'm totally fine with it.
But other than that, and that's okay. Well, other than that, good movie. I'm excited to get to the wrap up here.
Yeah, it seems like we've been on this for so long.
Well,
we have. We started this.
I know. It was January, wasn't it?
Was it January? Well, I'll look. Play us out while I look.
Yeah, we'll play it out.
Play us out while I look.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to yet another episode of Sequel Men the Podcast. We're glad to have you around. We're glad you're tuning in. We hope you've been with us along the whole ride here as we talk through all these Harry Potter movies. And we hope you like our commentary. We hope you found some laughs in it, found some enlightenment in some points. And we hope you looked at the movies a little more critically, too. That's what I always like to think, anyway. Because, hey, there's a lot to enjoy in these movies. There's laughs, there's some symbolism, there's some lessons to be learned in both the books and the movies. And we hope you all got that.
There's a lot of symbols and quotes to get generic tattoos from, too. But like we said...
Dark Mark, right?
Oh, yeah. Racist. Well, and remember, as I said at the top, follow us on the social medias.
Facebook, Twitter.
Listen to us on
maybe not
Spotify,
Twitter.
Apple Podcasts, Google, wherever else.
Google Podcasts, Pandora.
That's the big 4, 5, whatever.
Anywhere you like to listen to your podcast, we're likely to be.
Give us a star. Give us a star or 2 or 5. I mean, give us a 5. Give us a review. I'll read that shit. And we're pumped for the wrap up.
We'll answer your questions like Brandon.
Yep.
Well, it all ends here on the banks of the Black Lake.
Yep.
On a burning facade of Hogwarts. We can't wait for the next one.
That's right, Christian, because here at Sequel Men the Podcast, all films are created sequel always.
Spencer, that ending was a little cynical, wasn't it?
Sure was, but that's okay.
I'm kidding. It ends at King's Cross, and they're sending the next generation to Hogwarts.
I checked to see if we had any reviews, and we do have another review, not a written one, but we got a 1 star. We got a 1 star.
Are you for real?
Yeah, we got a 1 star. So I'm assuming it's a Republican. I was just sick of my jokes.
Hey.
That's why the last 2 I haven't said anything.
I just want to... Fuck you, Joel.
Snowflakes. That's a great place to stop.